Are you asking like the other players? What's the?
Yes, I'd be asking the other players.
Uh, well, I haven't like I know Talos is heavily worshipped here. I know that one's popular. I don't know about Wave Runner though.
My understanding, and I could be wrong about this, I thought that Cobb worshipped one and Horsa worshipped another, and I was trying to determine if Wave Runner was the one that Horsa worshipped or not.
No,
No,
Horsa worships Talos.
Talos.
Yeah, I've only been
Okay,
here a few days.
all right. So we don't know if Wave Runner is currently worshipped by any of the inhabitants of the Isles, or if this is an older deity.
Possibly.
Is Wave Runner one that Kian would be familiar with at all?
Wait. So, are you saying Wave Mother or Wave Runner?
I thought I'd seen when the ring was identified. I thought that it had said Wave Runner, but
It said Band of the Wave Mother.
Oh, Wave Mother. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say what I was like. I'm somewhat confused.
Yeah. There we go. Right. So is Wave Mother a name that I would recognize?
Roll a religion check.
Okay. 10.
Not really.
Okay.
I haven't heard it in your time. Haven't seen the
All
symbol.
right.
You've obviously outside of what you've seen in Ogden and around that area.
Okay.
So, as you guys would come together in the middle of the camp, the bustling of the other soldiers near constant. You can see the shop is always abuzz with activity, kind of off near the barracks. People are coming in and out after they've come in from missions in the early morning or gone out. Similar to you kind of discussing with Major Rem or perhaps even Sirius or someone else. You guys find yourself at the campfire in the middle of the base. The faint scent of whatever Belial cooked earlier today lingering in the actual smoke of the fire, blending with a little bit of acrid scent from the wood that still burns. As you sat there for just a few minutes, Captain Tell would make her way out of the tent and just kind of make her way to you guys, just looking you over as she stops and kind of observes you, Keon. The Major told me that you were on the last mission that went to the west, yes?
Yes, that is correct.
So I'm to presume that you're planning to take these people, she just gestures kind of vaguely to the others, to the ruins mentioned?
Yes, we were hoping to return to the circle where it looked like there was some sort of gathering meeting spot to see if we could make contact with the presumably elves that we had encountered there before, and then on to the ruin to see what we could learn from that.
Whatever the case, if you're able to contact them, assume that they are hostile until proven to be friendly.
Understood.
In the area. If they are hostile and they prove to be overwhelming, retreat, and we will send another group to assist in dealing with them.
Certainly.
And should you make contact with them or retreat, ensure they do not follow you back. We don't want more people knowing where we are than already do. Yes.
Understood.
Do you have any questions? She looks around at the lot of you.
Nay.
No, ma'am.
No, Captain.
Nod. She looks at Keon again. I was told that the Major allowed you to requisition horses for the last journey, and considering this is probably the same distance, we will allow you to do the same again.
Very well.
Private, yes.
And we will be certain to take very good care of them.
Yes, if you do not know the policy, as she observes the rest of you, if the horse dies, you buy
it.
Well,
accurate. I can believe that.
And how much would the horse cost?
She looks. She kind of glances you over, Follier. More than you've made probably in your entire time here. She just kind of nods a little bit.
Which means we want to be extremely careful with the horses.
Well, I'm down to ride with somebody else.
Yep.
I
I've never
can't
rode
ride a horse.
it. Okay.
One of
Come on.
ye can ride in the back of my steed.
Right. Yes. If we wanted to go with fewer than 5 steeds, that would certainly make managing the horses easier. So if smaller folks would want to double up with a larger folk, that would be a benefit. In terms of our larger folk, who is larger? It looks like Eric. You seem fairly large. Yes.
Aye, they don't grow 'em small where I come from.
Indeed, it does not look like it. Follier, what is your size?
I'm pretty thin, medium height. Fit wherever you need me to fit.
Okay. Faye, what size are you?
About 5'4".
Okay. And Kevin is kobold size.
I'm a kobold.
Excellent. All right. So it seems then like myself, Faye, Kevin, and Follier, between the 4 of us, we could potentially use 2 horses. Would that be
also
accurate?
tire them out quicker, though.
It would. Well, if we at least have Kevin ride with someone light, either myself or Follier, I would guess. Who has the most experience with horses? I have limited, some experience.
I have little to none.
Most of my traveling's been done in the back of a cart.
All right. So, Faye, do you have experience with horses?
No, I do not.
No. Okay. Follier?
Absolutely. Kind of like Faye over here. It's mostly been in a cart. Not really.
Mostly in a cart. All right.
Well, this isn't very useful, is it?
See, the captain just kind of shakes her head. What kind of soldiers don't know how to ride horses? Murmurs under her breath.
I've mostly been walking to this.
Yes, we are moving further outward, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah. And I will definitely try to learn.
Yes. She looks at Keon, between Keon and Eric. I imagine the 2 of you know at least something about how to ride horses.
Yes.
Teach these others while you're out. Yes.
Aye.
She just turns and walks away.
I'll do my best. Okay then. Let us head down then to the stables and procure our mounts.
Private Fuck Up looks up from his little journal that he keeps, little private guide to Fort Megapath V2 that he's working on. Kind of like he kind of looks at you, Keon, just back already.
Yes, indeed. Requisitioning horses again at the captain's insistence.
Here. All right. Well, you know the rules. Is he just kind of
Indeed.
All right. A lot of you stretch out there. I'm putting the horses out.
Excellent.
So begin to walk in and lead the horses out for you guys. 4 of them, presumably, unless you guys are willing to take 5. He'll see Kevin and he'll assume that he can ride on the back.
Yeah.
I will ride on the back.
Go with 4.
All right. We'll do keep them fed. Let them graze. They're probably tired out after having been rode west and back all yesterday. You just know that, says Keon.
Yes.
Wanted to stop and let them graze for just a moment. Let them have a breather.
Indeed.
Other than that, let me get the gate for you. And he'll hop his way over to the gate and pull it open. Then you guys ride out.
Right.
Very similar to the when you rode out yesterday, Keon. It is kind of earlier in the morning.
Okay.
The faint scent of petrichor is moving towards you. That kind of pressure, as you can see what appear to be some light storm clouds off in the distance to the west, encroaching towards the camp, kind of over the forest that you had ridden towards the prior day, over towards Ogden and towards these other places that you've caught wind of. The rest of you behind can see that Keon probably rides ahead, having been here once before, knowing the way just a little bit. As you guys are making your way to Ogden,
Mhm.
Keon, could you give me a survival check to actually navigate your way there?
All right. Natural 20 for a total of 22.
Considering you just went there yesterday, you know this pretty well, and it's not a very difficult move either. It's just, that kind of straight across to the west and onto that trail that winds off of the High King's Road into the dense forest and shrubbery that heads towards Ogden. As you guys would ride off, you'd kind of hit the main road that some of you who have been north to Caer-Callidyrr, Kevin and Faye Follier, you would all remember that this is kind of the road that Sirius took you on when you went north to Caer-Callidyrr just a couple of days ago. But kind of off to the side, there are these branching trails and smaller roads that he seemed to dismiss whenever he went by, having obviously no interest in going that way. And for those of you who have not been west before, it is different, as you've been up and down this road probably a few times or in this area, but with the light restored, even with the storm clouds above, you're able to look around and catch things you didn't before. Little patches of clearings in the trees, indications that there might have been skirmishes around the area as you're riding forward to the west on this dirt road towards Ogden. As you guys would ride, give me an animal handling check, those of you who are not used to riding on the horses, please.
I knew that was coming.
So is that from everyone or just
13.
some?
I'd say that you and Eric are good, as you rode yesterday,
Okay.
and Eric, I think, has a little bit of knowledge about horses.
I have a +2 from animal handling.
Yeah, if you have proficiency in animal handling, just assume that you're good, right?
Well, I've half proficiency.
That counts.
From my...
You're still fine.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I have half proficiency as well.
Well, you're fine then. You're not that crazy. Got a little bit of knowledge about how it works.
I got a 10, so...
But I did roll a 13.
13. Cool. So as you guys are riding along, there's these moments as you can look back and just see Follier like fumbling with the horse as it's like moving away from him, and it's not that you can see that he's seen a couple of people ride, right? He's watched Sirius guide the cart up to Caer-Callidyrr like 2-3 days ago. But if he's trying to kind of do the same thing that he did, just kind of mimicking him, it's a very different sort of beast maneuvering a cart as compared to a single horse, and kind of how to sit and stride. You can watch he's kind of bouncing around at these odd angles and kind of almost falling out of the saddle at a couple points.
Grip with the thighs. Grip with the thighs.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God, this is why I fucking hate horses.
Well, it's better than walking, though.
I would prefer it. Oh, God.
Let me correct myself. It's faster than walking.
Okay. It's a death trap.
Use
As,
the leg
it's an
muscles God
herbivore.
gave you.
What was that?
I was simply saying, use the leg muscles the good Lord gave you.
Oh,
I don't use it for this. Oh, God.
As you're bouncing around, here, can you make me a dex save, please? As you're trying to grip onto the body of this horse.
Okay, can you fucking believe this? That, like, Dex is my thing, and I still managed to roll a 10 for that, too.
As you guys watch, it's very similar to how, Keon, you remember coming into Ogden last time? As you're riding in, the horse kind of jostles a little bit, seeing the familiar buildings of Ogden begin to split through the forest. You guys come into a clearing and see this kind of sparse settlement of houses and buildings, none of them quite different from each other. The only real signs of life outside of the couple of people you see milling about are these like faint little wisps of smoke that rise from stacks. You can catch this kind of odd scent of like, not quite petrichor, right? It's the forest all around you mixed with the smoke from the chimneys and maybe some horse manure or other kind of animal manure that's just very reminiscent of small towns that you might have been in throughout your life. And you can see that there are a few people milling about in front of this sort of fountain that's in the middle of the town, almost plopped down square in the center of it, and a few kind of back off into alleys, and they're watching you guys. They can hear you approaching on the horses. And you guys are coming from the south. Keon, you watch as you're riding in, the horse kind of rears, and almost similar to Balin, almost exactly, Follier out of the saddle by the stirrup is being dragged through Ogden.
Oh, I will try and get the head over and get the horse's head and get it to stop, so
Right.
he is not going to be dragged.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, God!
It's not like fast, it's just kind of a trot, and you just
Right.
every few feet fall. You're kind of just being dragged along the ground. The people are watching. You can see that the one man, this kind of older looking gentleman with a long beard who seems to be wearing furs and has a bow strung across his lap, is kind of watching. Those of you who are seeing him can catch this like faint hint of amusement as he's watching Fire being dragged along the ground. Give me an animal handling to see if you can get the horse to direct attention off the man that seems to be going towards again.
An 11.
Okay. So
Can I, seeing this happen, can I use Mage Hand to kind of like try and grab the stirrups and pull its head towards his horse so that he can like catch it easier?
Yeah, you give him advantage. Try and get a rein on it.
So advantage on the animal handling?
Yeah, advantage on animal handling. So
Okay.
he's pulling the stirrups out. You can kind of watch the spectral hand reach out, grab the reins, and pull
The
them back
reins.
towards you just a little
Great.
bit.
Okay, 15.
Yeah, as you're able to reach forward and kind of
Many thanks for the
whoa.
assist.
Oh, that's okay. I hope Value's alright.
Uh,
A road rash failure. All in all, I think you would have taken probably like 2 points of bludgeoning damage as your head hit like a pretty sizable rock at one point, just off of the ground.
my head hurts. Oh, I'd rather
Oh.
walk. Oh, God.
Oh, what happened?
I understand.
I don't ride horses. I think I got it, though, right?
Yes,
I'm not doing
yes.
this again. Oh, God.
Well,
Thank you for the help,
we
though.
do have to go back.
Yeah.
All right. Word of warning: the people here have been subjected to savagery. We do know the fruit vendor in the middle of the square, so let's go and I'll have a quick word with him before we proceed on. So I'll head over to the merchant there in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'll go ahead and bow to the woman standing next to him and give a friendly wave to the other folks I see.
Yeah. As you guys who have not been here would look around and kind of observe these people, it settles upon you after being in the town for just a few minutes that there are people moving around, and you can hear like movement, like things you probably wouldn't be able to hear in the war camp. You know, like people walking on the road, like their faint footsteps on this dirt road. And kind of just the very subtle moving of boxes and things like that, as there is no speech whatsoever. You do not hear a word coming out of anyone's mouths. And as you look, you can catch people kind of like doing menial work together, kind of up to the north and to the west in different areas. And they don't speak a word to each other at all. As you watch the man looks up at Keon, kind of smiles behind this long beard that covers the majority of his face, almost down to his navel. Back already, yeah.
Indeed. Good to see you again. As you can see, I brought some of my expert riders with me.
Aye, seems you have a penchant for bringing experts in the horse riding into my town.
Indeed. Indeed. No, we came to just make sure that you'd seen no further sign of the goblins that we took care of, that no fleeing ones had caused you any trouble.
No, been quiet since you came through, and since you,
Excellent.
yeah, since you
Very
said
glad to hear that.
what happened. No, I haven't sent anyone out to look kind of in that direction, make sure there aren't more coming or nothing like that. I think you know well enough. Where there's one goblin, there's fucking 40 of them.
Indeed. So we were going to go and check out that area a little more, just to help maintain your safety. Tell me, I know that you sometimes forage in the woods. Have you at any point either come across a stone meeting circle with elvish writing on it, or perhaps a ruin? The ruin I'm thinking of has a statue of a lady on the top. Is that something you're familiar with at all?
Statue of a lady on the top. That one I'm not familiar with. I've seen the circle though, passed by it a few times. Is it elvish?
I believe it is.
Nods his head.
In its origin.
As you can see, he's a human, and
Yes.
kind of, well, I mean, I figured it was some old fuck-off society that used to be here, something like that, but he shrugs. I figured they were all dead and gone, yeah.
Maybe not.
Hmm.
We did catch sight of something, and they responded when I spoke to them in Elvish, so we don't know. It's something to keep our eyes out for. And if you hear of anything or hear of any elves in the woods, if you could pass that information along to us, that would be very helpful.
If I see anything, I'll let you know next time one of you passes through. I mean,
excellent.
Might as well, yeah.
Does he have any fruits, any apples, or anything like that?
I was just going to ask that also.
He's got a bunch of wild roots, and it doesn't look like apples per se, but he's got like berries that he's picked.
Anything that I think our horses might like to eat as treats.
As you're able to look in and kind of observe, he might have a couple of like tubers, carrots, maybe perhaps. Like that, a couple like natural wild vegetables.
Excellent.
Your horses might take liking to.
If we could, wouldn't mind purchasing a few tubers there that our horses might enjoy.
Yeah. So he kind of looks up. You ain't eating shit from around here, have you?
Yep. I'll go ahead and hand him. I'll hand him 5 gold.
Kind of. All right, it's more gold than I've ever seen on the coast. Just he tucks it into his little pouch there, and he stands up. All right. Well, as he kind of gathers up, he pulls up like a burlap sack that he starts putting like various roots and tubers. And
a few is fine. We don't want to take much here. Just a reminder that we take care of people who take care of us.
Aye, well. You certainly done well showing me that. Yeah, you see, puts the sack down and just kind of hands each of you a couple of little tubers and roots that you could probably give to your horses, at least like maybe distract them, or make sure they don't get too tuckered out.
Tie it to a stick, hold out in front.
Possibly. All right. Well, if there's no additional news here, then I believe we will be about our errand, and hope to see you on a return journey with everyone involved.
What's the fruit vendor's name again?
His name was not given. Actually, no one's asked him his name.
What is your name, friend?
My name's Davos. Yeah.
Davos.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm Theon.
Good to meet you.
Eric.
I suppose likewise. See, looks around at the lot of you. Kind of, you see, he narrows his eyes at Faye. Very noticeably. Then kind of glances back and catches Kevin on the back of the horse, seemingly probably a little bit overshadowed by
Kevin hides when he's looked at.
See, weird. Got a little dragon with you.
Indeed.
Seen one of those in Waterdeep. Used to kind of narrows his eyes. One of them used to call himself a noble. One of them used to call himself a detective. Fucking weird little things they are.
We have found them to be helpful members of our party.
Aye, and he kind of just looks over at Faye. Those as well.
Pulls down her hood.
Yeah. Well. Glad to see you lot take, I suppose, anyone you can find. Anyone that's willing, able, yeah?
We take those who are going to advance our cause and help protect the people of the area.
Shit, you sound more sensible than most watchers that I've met in my life.
Well. All right.
He's willing.
Now then, shall we be on our way?
Hey.
I see no reason to get settle.
Yeah.
All right.
Time for daytime.
Yep. And we will go ahead and head on out in the direction of the circle that we'd found before.
Yeah. The path to it is fairly well worn, right? It's on that road that leads straight into the northwest, so no survival check required on that one. As you're heading northwest, as you guys can watch, the forest is pretty sparse, especially kind of closer to the camp, right? As you guys have made an effort to actually clear everything out and kind of make it more habitable for you and made it easy to move around. As you were coming into Ogden, and you kind of bunched up a little bit, right? The trees had encroached from both sides. You were able to barely see through some sparse areas of the forest as the trees were growing incredibly close together. As you're moving further and further west, the trees are getting closer and closer together. The foliage is becoming thicker and thicker. The faint, far off sound of running water, kind of very far off, begins to dominate the air. You can make out faint traces of woodland animals scurrying about in the underbrush, but as you turn to look, it's incredibly difficult to see. Just completely overshadows this deep, dense forest. Just wraps around you like a warm embrace. As you guys are making your way towards that circle that's to the west of Ogden, could one of you roll me a d20, please?
Yeah, I can do it. That's gonna be 4. Oh my god.
4? Okay. As you're making your way through the forest, what's your perception, Follier? What's your passive perception?
13.
13. As you're making your way kind of along the trail through the different kind of branching off through the forest, you can see that Keon seems to know where he's going, and so you allow your eyes to wander, right? And you begin to notice that there appears to be a symbol kind of carved into one of the trees off to your to the right of you. Just catch it very faintly. Blink for a second. It's there.
There's like a symbol on the fucking tree.
It looks like someone has carved something into the tree. Yeah.
Let's take a look at it then. So I'll stop my horse and we'll check out.
All right. As you kind of halt your horses and make your way up to the tree that's kind of just off to the side of the road, it's fairly inconspicuous from the rest of the trees that are gathered around in this like grove that you've effectively walked into. You can see it's one of those things where it's carved in a way that it would be hidden kind of from the area that you guys are going towards, but where you're coming from, you can see it. It appears to be a faint carving of a like sun, almost.
Does this look like a rune, a religious symbol, or just a basic pictogram?
Give me a religion check to see if you can tell what this is, right? As the way it's carved is not quite familiar to any runes that you've seen. It's this kind of circular it's like a circle, right? Like circular graving. Then it almost cuts across at what you think would be a horizon with a half circle and then rays coming off of it, almost like the rays of the sun rising over the horizon.
While he's looking at it, Kevin will cast ritual cast detect magic.
Okay. As you do, Kevin, you're able to kind of look around, and you don't. After the 10 minutes, obviously, pass.
Yeah.
As he's examining it and kind of racking his brain.
I believe this represents a root vegetable that's partly above the ground and partly below it. I rolled a 3 on my religion check.
Oh yeah, you have no clue what this is. It's the rest of you can see him just leaning over and examining this symbol.
Yeah, I've got nothing, guys. I mean, circle lines, maybe a rising or a setting sun, but I've got nothing.
As you look at the rune, Kevin, you don't get anything distinctly magical about this, right? It doesn't seem to be a glyph or anything along those lines. It just, you get the sense that you look around that the forest is very thick. Someone who might be coming back this way might have done this as a means to not get lost or something along those lines. I mean, there could be any reason that someone could have carved something into these trees.
Yeah. Okay.
Does there seem to be like a clearing on the other side of it? Or
no, it appears to be.
Okay.
It appears to be, as you look, it's just this dense, lush forest all around you.
All right. Nothing at the foot of the tree?
Not that you can tell, no.
Okay.
Actually, make me an investigation check, because I realized.
Okay.
Yeah, you totally could be.
Dirty 20?
Dirty 20, all right, yeah. As you're looking, kind of examining the base of the tree, right? As you're taking it in, you weren't able to discern what the symbol was, but as you're looking at the tree and you kind of look down, there is dirt that's disturbed at the bottom of the tree.
Looks like there might be something here. I'll
Is the
I'll draw my rapier and just sort of probe a little bit there. See if there seems to be loose dirt or
Yeah, it looks
anything like that.
loose. It seems loose, and as you were able to kind of recall, as you were looking around the entire time that you were riding there and back yesterday, right? You don't recall seeing this symbol here last time you were there.
Is it newly carved, or did we just miss it the first time around?
It's unclear.
Okay. Yeah, I'll kind of scoop at the loose dirt and see if there's anything down there.
As you do, you'd only dig down just like someone very either hurriedly buried this or did so almost carelessly, right? As you're able to get like a few handfuls of dirt, pull it away, until you see what appears to be a small flask, clear flask, that's just sitting in the bottom of this small hole that you've dug down into the dirt.
Is there anything in it?
It appears to have a liquid in it. It's clear. Can't quite make anything out about it in terms of what it is.
Right.
does it ping with magic to Kevin at all?
I think it would. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not.
what's that you found there?
It
there's
seems to
like
be
an
a
aura on it?
flask with some sort of liquid. Is it magical?
Yeah. I mean, it looks it. Do you want me to I can.
What school of magic are we looking at here?
Well, if you wanna like wait like 10 minutes or something, I can identify it real quick and we can know exactly what it is.
Okay. Yep. Let's go ahead and do that then.
Yeah. Kevin, you're getting this slight aura of evocation magic coming off.
Evocation, alright.
Yeah.
And I'll just ritual cast identify. Holding it.
As you guys are standing there, and Kevin just looks down at this flask for a moment, holds it in his hand, kind of begins to think about it. Kevin, you'd be able to identify this as a flask of holy water eventually.
It's a flask of holy water, I think.
Interesting. Well, would you like to hold on to it?
Why would it be at the bottom of a tree?
Maybe if someone stashed it there, knowing of the various undead that might be encountered in the forest, there's actually a river crossing which has got quite a number of undead at it, and this might be a helpful item in dealing with them.
Okay. Can I do having the holy water and then looking at the symbol? Can I do like a religion check to see if I have any idea of what it could be?
Totally. I mean, now that you know that it's probably some sort of holy symbol, yeah.
Damn it! It was so close to a nat 20. It was so close. That's a 7. I don't
7?
know.
Oh, it's unfortunate, Kevin. As you look at it, and the symbol looks somewhat familiar, right? You get the sense that you might have seen it before in passing or in a book, but it's just that kind of back of your head itch, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you're gonna kick yourself later if you're
Kevin
able
just like walks up to the tree. He's like looking at it. He's scratching. He's like, he can't figure it out. And he's we should maybe if we see more symbols like this, it might be like a sign of like that like this is where holy water's been placed in case of the undead thing that you were talking about. So maybe keep an eye out for it for more.
I'll sketch down the symbol in one of my books.
Yeah. So
would the Viking sailor have any clue here?
I don't think 2 people already did a religion check, unfortunately.
She's just gonna mostly ask if when I'm looking at him, could I like talk like kind of like, hey, because I'm proficient with religion, if I can kind of help him out there.
Unfortunately, it's already passed.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's a sun, guys.
It's a sun.
Thank you. That's helpful.
I put the flask of holy water in my inventory.
Great.
All right. Yes. You look around. Don't see any sign of the person who put this here. It seems they were here one moment and gone the next, perhaps.
Any tracks
All right.
leading away?
Roll a survival check for me. See if you can notice any tracks.
Oh, you bastards. 6.
Unfortunately not, as you guys are kind of standing there looking around as this tree is just stumping you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Faye, you look through the undergrowth.
I
don't
hear what
quite
you did
notice
there.
any don't quite notice any footprints leading away. You look back towards the road. There are some hoof prints, but as had been indicated, Keon and the others
That
kind of
was
ridden out.
probably us from yesterday.
Yeah. As you don't see any that are distinctly identifiable, it all kind of blends together. A little muddy.
Well, let us be on our way. Let us not be delayed any longer by this mystery.
Yeah, we've been here way too long.
Indeed.
probably get
At least
moving.
we found something out of it.
Yeah.
Right. Let us continue on to the west, towards the Standing Stones.
So you guys would only ride for maybe about another 30, 45 minutes as you're making your way west of Ogden. And eventually, as you were going, the forest would kind of give way to this rocky sort of clearing, right? You can look around and see
as we're heading towards it, I'm going to let the party know. All right. So when we were here yesterday, there are cliff outcroppings to the northwest and southwest. And we believe that there were watchers on both of those locations before, responded to a degree when I hailed them in Elvish. So we're suspecting maybe elves. We don't know for certain. As the captain said, assume hostile. Although I don't know that we want to attack until we are attacked or provoked. But do keep an eye out, and so as we enter the clearing, just be aware of that, and let's do some careful looking to see if we can spot anyone watching us.
Hearing this, Faye's just gonna take on an elvish form.
Okay.
That's a good choice.
What kind of elf would you like to
Who's
Probably woodish.
Wood elf? Okay.
Yeah.
who here is stealthy?
I can be stealthy.
I am.
Both.
All right, so Kevin is stealthy, and is Faye the...
Is it nighttime yet?
I'm pretty good.
It's not quite nighttime, Kevin. As you guys have only ridden for maybe 2 hours, it's afternoon. There are storm clouds coming in though, so it is overcast.
Okay. I just need to know when it's nighttime, so I know when my robes start glowing.
Gotcha. Not just for kobold shit anymore.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Kevin will also ritual cast comprehend languages just before we get to the elves.
Okay.
You can probably do that on the horse if I'm guiding the horse.
Yeah.
So as not to slow us down too much further. All right. So then perhaps as we get up to the clearing, if we could have a couple of stealthy people go in and see if you can see anybody on those locations. So if one of you would take the northwest outpost, one of you take the southwest outpost. So who is going in? I'm sorry. It sounds like Kevin is going in, and who else is going to go?
I can make someone invisible if we need it.
I'm pretty sneaky. That's what you need.
Okay.
I suppose me and Faye and Follier.
All right, that sounds good. And yes, we can make you both invisible. So Kevin, if you want to take Faye, I'll take Follier, and we'll go ahead and
myself invisible as well.
Excellent, very well. So Kevin, if you want to make Follier invisible,
yes.
And just for safety's sake, we should probably be in communication. Follier, do you mind if I communicate with you mentally?
That's 100% okay. That's fine.
I do also have message.
Great. I'll go ahead and form a telepathic connection with Follier.
Okay.
And then as we get up, we'll cast the invisibility before we get into the clearing itself, and send them to go look before the rest of us blunder on in.
All right.
Yep.
So you guys will be entering from the east on this map as I pull it up. As you can see, as he mentioned, there are these kind of 4 rocky outcroppings. So you guys would be able to actually walk up onto the ones from the east. if you would like to. To the west, there are 2 more, and in the middle is this circle of standing stones that comes off maybe 5-10 feet from the ground, almost this raised area. You can see stairs that lead up to it from all the cardinal directions. As you're able to look in and just see an inner circle of stones, and then this odd sort of not quite a dais in the middle, but somewhat of a almost looks like just a circle of like a ritual circle, just seated directly in the middle. You can see some light shrubbery around, and as you walk in and just kind of look around, you don't notice anything immediately.
Okay, so we're having our invisible folks go first before the rest of us enter. Yes, so... Alright, Tay and Talia, you're both invisible now, yes?
Yes, sir.
Right. And I am mentally connected with Talia.
Right.
Good luck.
So what would our invisible folks like to do?
Stealth.
Oh, also, I think if you cast message while invisible, it might break it. So maybe avoid if you can.
Would it?
It's a casting a spell.
It's casting a spell.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so I'll use it as my last resort.
I guess I'll
That'll be 26.
Yep.
oh, stealth check.
Yep. Stealth check. You can make your way in. So you're still walking over fallen branches and through grass and foliage.
With invisible, is that with advantage or just straight roll?
Considering it's with sound, I'd say you still have advantage because you're trying not to be seen, right?
Yeah.
But sound is still an issue. But yeah, with advantage.
That's a 19.
19? Okay, yeah. Good enough. As you're able to both push your way in invisible, what would you like to do? As your friends are hanging back in the wood line a little bit.
I would like to kind of circle on the bottom going down. Just kind of circle around, see if I see anything like on the edges. There's like anything unusual about this.
Okay. Roll perception check.
That's 17.
17. All right. As you're looking around, Follier, just 1 second. All right. You don't distinctly notice anything, right? You kind of notice that the shrubbery's been disturbed, perhaps recently, but that could have been your friends coming through yesterday. It's very unclear. You don't notice anything that immediately jumps out at you. Faye?
Do I see anything along the lines of like traps or anything?
Make a perception check.
I was afraid you were going to side that. 10.
No, not around here. As you're kind of sweeping the ground looking for, bear traps or pitfalls or tripwires, and it doesn't seem like it. This place seems barren, save for the actual circle itself.
Okay. I'm gonna ask, since we're connected via telepathic link, I'm gonna ask, hey, when you guys were last here, were you guys messing around through the grass and everything here? I'm seeing a lot of like as if some people were moving like through the bushes and stuff over here.
We chiefly went up to the dais, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, that's when we saw the rustling in the northwest and the southwest sides overlooking it. And that's where we believe the scouts are located.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move into the center.
All right.
Where were the scouts located? My audio broke up.
On the northwest and the southwest surfaces.
Okay.
So on those outcroppings.
Follier, as you make your way up to the actual dais in the stone circle and kind of be able to look into the middle, you would notice that there is something that seems out of place, just immediately jumps out at you as you're walking up. There appears to be a single yellow flower that's sat right in the middle of the circle, with the actual blooming flower pointed towards the north. Kind of like laid so it would be parallel with how you're looking, right? So the stem is south, flower facing north.
Okay, I'm gonna tell Zan, Hey, there's a flower here placed in the center. It's facing towards the north.
That's new. It sounds like a message then. Perhaps it's an invitation to head to the north. If we don't see anything, then perhaps that's the way we should proceed next. But do check that southwest outcropping and see if you can see a scout on it at all, if you could.
Yeah, I was actually heading over to check the northwestern.
Yeah. So it's about 10 feet up, Faye. As you look up there, as you've made your way over, with that perception that you rolled earlier, you're not seeing anything. It doesn't seem like. If you'd like to actually get up onto the outcropping, you might be able to try and find tracks or something. But just from down here, you're not seeing anything.
Yeah, I'll try to hop up there.
All right. Give me athletics to climb up.
Oh, don't you fucking do this to me again. Fucking did it to me again. That's a 6.
Because you can see that Faye kind of, or don't see her, but you can hear this faint ruffle of rock as Faye attempts to like move up onto the outcropping, and you just hear this little gravel tumbles down. As Faye, you fall flat on your ass. It doesn't break any visibility.
Do we hear or see anything when that happens?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. Disadvantage.
12.
12, unfortunate.
I got an 18.
18?
Cold dice tonight.
Yeah, they're sure fucking.
I'm gonna need to turn Tom up. Hold on.
Do you know if Faye possibly headed over to the north?
I believe Faye was heading to the north.
Okay.
I'll say to Zion. I think I might have heard Faye fall over.
Yeah,
I think they might have tripped or something.
Yeah, I follow you. We believe that sound from the northwest was likely Faye climbing.
I'm gonna make my way over there.
If you guys could put yourself in this campaign, as I realized I didn't give you the actual campaign link.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, yeah.
Am I in the one that you had?
No. This is you're in it, Keon. I think I need everyone else though.
Okay.
It just sends me to my
Yes, I should
campaign.
be.
Oh, I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Hold up. Whoops.
Campaigns.
I
No,
joined the wrong one.
characters.
Got it.
Yeah.
Character creation screen. Whoops.
Leave campaign.
Sorry
Then
about that. I completely slipped my mind. So I put everything else like out 20 minutes before the session started.
It's because we were so distracted with the owlbear thing.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how to do that because then it was going to be a this is interesting.
There we go.
I think I'm in. Spot check me.
At least everyone was honest about their shirt rolls.
I assume that you're being honest about your shit rolls. I don't. If you're that much of a masochist, then you can gladly lie to me about that. By all means. Yeah, as you guys can see Faye kind of catch that faint movement of the rock that falls as she hits the ground over there. But Kevin, you had an 18, correct?
Yeah.
You're 18. You are able to catch something, Kevin. There's this brief moment as with an 18, you're able to faintly see what looks like a face that just there's still that kind of thick foliage up on the outcropping, right? These trees that have just been growing every like foot or so, regular crazy intervals. As this forest is dense, and it's almost as though you look at a spot, you kind of sweep your eyes up as you hear Faye fall, and you catch a spot you've looked at already, and you just realize that you're looking at a figure just kind of silhouetted against the trees.
I will cast message and kind of point at it. And I'll cast message at whatever the face is that I see, and I'll be like, hi, we're not here to cause any harm. We just want to make contact and speak, hopefully.
You're saying this in common?
Ooh, yes, in common.
Okay. So you watch that you don't seem to get responses. But as you're looking right at the figure, you can see it had been moving just slightly, and it kind of freezes. It's like a deer in headlights thing.
I also have comprehend languages, so if it speaks in Elvish, I don't know the language. I can't speak it, but I can understand it.
Know it. And as you watch as the figure kind of slowly turns its eyes and just looks back towards your group, and it just, we are watching.
That's what I hear in return. We are watching.
Yeah, we are watching.
Okay.
That's what you get in return.
Okay. I'll cast. I'll tell. I'll kind of nudge Shion, and I'll be like, they're watching us.
Yes. Did they say something like "we are watching"?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Okay, that's what they wrote on the note that they left for us before.
I don't think that they're aggressive. And I'm going to cast again, message to him, and I'm going to say, would we be able to talk to you or someone from your group? We want to help this area.
Or persuasion at disadvantage, Kevin.
Okie dokie. Okay. At disadvantage, I have a -1.
Oh dear.
And that is a 4.
There's this moment of hesitation as you can just catch the figure still looking at you from across the way. And Kevin is obviously pointing at it, so you guys can see. He's like, it's this odd scent.
I'm kind of like subtly pointing. I don't want to make it too obvious.
Yeah. I don't imagine you just like look right over, but like you're sitting like right next to him. You know, you can kind of like do the little from the hip kind of a point. And it's that odd scent as you can catch the figure, and then it's like you look away for just a moment as you're trying to maybe suss out where your friends are, and then it's gone, and then it's there again, and then it's gone. And in those brief moments that you do catch it, it's a very thin kind of complexion. Features that are almost noble. You can do catch like what appear to be the ears of an elf. This slightly palish blue skin. And with your high perception that you rolled, Kevin, as you catch the eyes, right, as you're kind of looking to cast a message on him, you can catch these very faint golden flecks in the eyes.
Okay. I will. If they haven't necessarily disappeared yet, I'll try one more time, and this time I'll speak in Celestial. I'll say, please, we really are only here to talk and set up communication. We truly want to just be friends.
Unfortunately, with that one, you don't get a response.
And I'll just leave it at that.
And you see you guys watch as the figure just kind of slowly steps back into the forest.
Purplish skin?
Bluish purplish?
Yeah. Bluish purplish. Does this sound familiar to me as a half drow?
As a half drow, not really. No, it's a little bit different, right?
Okay.
Would I have any idea about the golden flakes in the eyes? Like,
I'd say that this group is rare enough to a point that you maybe roll a history check. I'd say
history.
Maybe.
I am proficient in history, so
maybe.
I'm also proficient in Arcana. If either of them would work.
What is it?
I'm also proficient in history and offer assistance.
Yeah, I mean, you guys would like to. Yeah.
If anyone would bless him with guidance, if they have
Holy crap.
Yikes,
with the assistance, I rolled advantage and got 2 3s.
Ooh, unfortunate, Kevin. As you kind of, it's a hard day for you, buddy. As you're kind of leaning back, and a light rain begins to fall in the area from the clouds above, and you gotta tilt your head back and just begin to think. And it's not ringing any bells, unfortunately.
He's like rubbing a knuckle on his forehead, like trying to think. And he just gives up. And there's a look of frustration on Kevin, as if like he's got it's like he knows the answers, but he just can't get to them.
Mm.
Well, this is yet another mystery that we can at least take note of and perhaps get some answers back at camp.
Yeah, go. You can go.
Oh, all right. I guess at this point, it's pretty clear that we're here, and they were here, and so they know that we're here. So I feel safe moving into the middle of the clearing and heading up to the dais and looking at the robe, but the flower, presumably left there. My initial assumption is that this is sort of an invitation to take the northern road. Do I see anything else distinguishing about this that might communicate something else or something to the contrary?
Roll a nature check to see if you can identify what this flower is.
Okay.
Kevin will ask too when we get up to the.
Can anyone either help me identify this or perhaps give me any divine guidance if anyone has that capability?
What's up, Kevin?
I can't. I'll just ask Shion when we get up the circle. When you were here last, did anyone cast detect magic? Here to know.
I did have detect magic up last time I was here.
Oh, okay. So no, there's no magic around. We don't need to do that again.
That is correct.
Okay.
We found divine symbols, runes for the Wave Mother and I believe another deity on these pillars.
Were people able to read the divine symbols?
Well, I believe one of them was that of the Wave Mother, the symbols that we saw, and the other repeated at the ruins as well. And I forget offhand the other.
The other one would have been, so as you're looking around, Kevin, Keon can actually point this out to you. Here and here, you see symbols of like these two waves that kind of reach up and push away from each other as they crest.
Okay.
Here and here appear to be full moons.
Full moons. Okay. I still have comprehend languages up because it's an hour that lasts.
Yeah.
So if there's any writing or anything around that, I should be able to read any of it if I go up and touch it.
Kevin, you'd be able to, as you get to the middle, you'd be able to see that in the center is like you can faintly make it out as this sort of like fancy looking script, right? As you'd probably identify that based upon context clues, it's probably Elvish. And it would kind of wipe away into the common that you can read. You can see that it says, "Let us come together and settle our discussions in the ancient ways." Just written across the middle of the dice.
Well, this is definitely an invitation. It seems like they do want to talk, so I guess we follow the rose or the flower that's here because it says, "Let us talk in the ancient." Does anyone know what the ancient ways is? Is anyone here Elvish?
I'm half elf.
Huh.
Well, on me,
I have history,
elf.
but
my brother was an elf, which technically have elf parents, quote unquote parents.
I'm an Azamarian sailor.
Azamarian sailor. That's pretty traveled. Do you want to try history, and I can help it?
You're the captain, sir. All right.
I would
go ahead. Your suggestion before I roll.
I would say that you can try. Yeah, just as a sailor, especially with like dealing with a group that seems to be at least secretive or rare, might not be able to,
Fair enough.
Well,
or should we just roll each
have an
like
elven
flat
background.
rolls? Oh, you have an elven background?
Well, I'm half elf.
Oh, true. Well,
my brother was born as in a noble elfin family. I don't know if he may have heard anything that told me because he pretty much talked to me about shit all the time.
I'm
Right?
Well,
if you'd like to
if
give it
anyone knows about the
try,
ancient ways,
I don't have a great deal of history myself. So if you have much, you probably have more than me.
I am proficient in history and willing to offer assistance.
Okay.
also
let's
proficient
take-
in history and can offer assistance.
All right, let's take the assistance. Follier, why don't you go ahead and make the roll on that with advantage?
Okay. The first roll's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh wait, sorry, that was my bet. Well, I mean it's the same shit. I rolled a 17. I accidentally rolled insight, but
Why
with
am I not
history,
seeing it?
it's a 17 plus 3, so that's still history's still plus 3, so that's still dirty 20.
Are you in the campaign Follier? Because I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the rolls pop up.
Here, hold on.
Normal.
I'm seeing
I sh-
Kevin's and
Weird,
mine.
'cause I see you in
I
the
should be.
campaign. I'm not seeing that.
I just joined right now, unless this
Oh.
is not. Oh, there you
Refresh
go.
your page, maybe.
Oh, there you go. Now I'll refresh it.
Everything's being fucky.
I did screenshot it, but
Okay.
I can't believe I have
with
a
insight,
plus
let me try.
5.
Let me try again. With
And I got 2
advantage
3s.
anyway. I get. Can you stop pressing that? So yeah, it would be a. What was I say? The dirty 20, and then.
Insight. Oh, you clicked
Yeah,
on
but
it.
I accidentally clicked on it, but it's the same modifier. It's 12 plus 3 either way.
Yeah.
As you're kind of looking up Follier and looking at the circle of standing stones and trying to recall exactly, I don't imagine your brother was a member of this group, right? But
No,
from what he told you,
he was a blade singing wizard. He was my old character. If that
Yeah.
means anything out of Waterdeep.
it wouldn't be anything out of Waterdeep in particular, but you do know that there, especially amongst like some older elven tribes, right? Like violence is not exactly an elven thing, right? Not tend to be preferred amongst them, as you get the sense that it's diplomatic, and your brother might have been able to tell you some things about like exchanges between elven tribes or elven, families. They would basically exchange tokens, diplomatic gifts at different places where they would come together.
Okay. If this is an invitation, we should probably bring something as a gift. That's the tradition
Well,
that we
I can give the flask of holy water. That's one thing, but that might be theirs. So maybe does anyone have anything that's kind of special in any way that we could give them?
Good question.
I have a filter of love, but I kind of have plans to use that. But I mean, if we have to, I can hand that to them as a gift.
I have no uncommon items on me at all. Only normal stuff.
Did we ever find out what the flower was?
No, we didn't. We didn't. Yes, yes. If anyone would like to help me identify this.
I mean, I have a herbalism kit. If you want me to take a look at it.
I have asked.
Here, is Albert back down? 1 second. Albert might be down again. Interesting.
No.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
So, any folks with proficiency in nature?
What?
I do, but I think Follier might be better.
Someone had the herbalism kit, right? So I guess they should probably do it. Whoops,
Yeah,
I accidentally clicked it.
probably.
That was a
I
mistake.
have kind of the same as Follier.
Ignore that.
If you got a
Okay.
herbalism kit, does anyone have druid craft?
None of us are druids.
Okay.
Don't believe.
like we could-
I don't think so.
But I.
So
can
I will help Follier if you've got if you have skill in nature.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you make the roll with advantage then, and with my assistance?
Okay. So that would be. You want me to do a nature check?
Yeah,
Yes, nature check
if you
on the
identify
rose
this.
or the flower.
That'll be with a +6. So that would be 16.
Okay. You'd be able
Or-
to, you kind of lean down, are able to look over this flower for just a few minutes there, Follier. Kind of pull the stem back, see if you can identify the stamen, the actual flower itself, make sure that the coloration of different things isn't, deceiving. It seems to be what would be known as an evening primrose. It's a flower that tends to only bloom at night.
Oh. It's called a blue rose.
Evening primrose.
Evening primrose.
Evening.
Interesting. I wonder if that's in any way connected to the full moon signs.
Only grows at night.
It's
Only blossoms at night.
Yes, you would know it only seems to blossom at night.
What time of day were you here before?
We were here midday.
Could they be asking us to be here at night?
Night, maybe?
Potentially.
Is the flower head pointing at any particular pillar?
The flower head was not pointing at any particular pillar. It would technically be pointing at this one. It is just pointing north. As you look over, and you can see that there is a moon on this pillar. It's this one and this one that have moons on them.
I'm not seeing any indication, but I'm assuming you mean the northmost one.
Yes, as I think the owlbear messed up. So now I'm streaming the owlbear now.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so this one and this one, as you can just see my mouse where it is at this point.
From the guy that I saw, it seems like they do want to talk. I mean, he didn't say it directly, but the message on in the center of the circle seems like they do want to talk. So, I guess we can either try to stay here until nighttime, or if it's pointing north, maybe we go north and try to see if we can find where they are.
Well,
has anyone been north yet?
No one's been north yet. Either that, or we check out the ruins and we come back here in the evening.
That's also an option. Yeah, true. I forgot about the ruins.
Right.
It sounds like a fair point.
Then why don't we plan to do that then? Let's explore the ruins for a bit, and then perhaps come back here and take the northern trail as it is heading towards evening, and see what we see. Does that sound amenable?
I like that idea. Just a heads up. My and Kevin's gonna like hold his arms out in like almost like a T-pose and show off his robes and like do a little spin. And he's gonna be like, my robes glow at nighttime. So just if that starts happening, don't panic.
Okay. Interesting.
Eric?
So, right. Stealthy approach with you in the evening is right out.
If we're going to move on, and we're fairly certain that we are being watched, in the interest of good faith, Eric is going to place a gold coin next to the flower.
Okay.
That looks good.
Seeing him do that, Kevin is going to place the flask also there, the holy water flask, and he's going to make a magical quill appear.
Okay.
And in his hand, and he's going to write on the stone next to their message, we would like to accept your invitation. Wait, real quick, comprehend languages. How does that work?
Don't believe. I think it's just that you can see it. I don't think you could be able to write.
Yeah, that's what I was just double checking.
Tell you what. I can pull out one of my pens, and I can trace the words in Elvish if you want to go over them with your pen.
Oh, yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
Excellent. Let us do that then. So, what exactly is it that we are writing together?
Well, I think maybe something along the lines of like, we accept the invitation and we would like to talk. We're not necessarily sure what the always are, but we look forward to communication.
Right. Let's condense this a little bit. Perhaps we say,
May I?
Harley this evening, if you are willing.
What was Faye? I think you were trying to say something.
Oh, Faye, thoughts?
Well, I was gonna mention something after they were done talking.
Okay. I thought I heard someone try to.
Tom, was it Tom? I think.
For a second, sorry.
I was going to say, we come in peace. We wish to speak.
This is a gift of good faith. We would like to talk to your group.
So, how about this? Good faith gift, parlay this evening.
I like short and simple, yes.
All right, let's write that then. Kevin, thoughts?
I think we need to maybe. Should I leave the flask here, and should we mention that we dug it up, or because it might be theirs, so maybe they might be upset about it.
I think perhaps we should bring the flask with us in case we need it.
Keep the
And
flask.
Kevin will take the flask back.
I would say the note in the gold piece, at least, even if they can't read the language, they should be able to see that we are trying to honor.
It'll be in Elvish, so they'll be able to read it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that is what we will write. Good faith gift, parlay this evening. Whatever passes for a question mark in Elvish.
Or maybe should we ask here, or should we go north?
No, just leave the note as is. Just nice, short, sweet. Chances are they're listening and watching to us now.
I'm sure they are.
If they want to meet us elsewhere, they'll meet us elsewhere. We're in their hometown right now.
This is
true.
You make a good point. Sorry.
No.
And Kevin will kind of like.
All right, and Eric comes over. Eric comes over to try and give him some level of confidence. This is not my first time in unknown territory. When there's real danger, you'll know it.
That's reassuring. Thank you. Kevin's gonna like kind of stand up a little taller and be a little.
This is why they keep the rough blokes like me around.
All right.
Kevin's just gonna smile.
Before we move on.
Yeah, what's up?
She was just going to like step up. Like her father was, like an Elvish bard. That's where she learned everything from. So I think she'll try to think back to like the oldest, most calming like Sylvan melody and just play it on her violin.
Okay.
While facing towards the dais.
I like that.
With all of this together, let's all three of you roll. All of you who have, all of you contributed. Why don't give me a group persuasion check?
All right. And again, D&D Beyond doesn't necessarily capture my persuasion accurately, so...
I offer up 12.
Okay.
I rolled a 21.
Okay.
It's still not nighttime, correct?
No, it is overcast.
Okay.
Like midday.
So flat roll.
It starts midday.
Bugger. I got a 7, sorry.
Okay.
It's a group.
Follier. You the last one?
Oh, he stepped away.
Okay.
Oh, that's
he shot me
unfortunate.
a text because or a message he didn't want to say anything.
Interrupt.
I can roll it for him if you want.
Is it failure or fail?
Follier
stepped away.
I'm back.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, there we go.
Roll
Can you roll
persuasion.
persuasion?
What?
I'm counting on you.
Roll a persuasion.
Oh shit! That's my.
Yup.
I have a 6 in charisma. Oh no!
I have an 8.
Oh my god! That's still not good.
Nice.
But that's a 13.
All right.
Been much worse.
So you guys are kind of standing around, and you give up your little offerings, and Faye begins to play that old melody. There's not an immediate reaction, right? Just kind of the melody rings out through the small clearing, kind of off the stones. You guys do your work, and once you stand up and kind of brush yourselves off, you get the sense you've done quite a bit to try and get these people to talk to you.
So just for clarification, with my wizardly quill, I'm able to actually write on the stone. And so it shows up in ink on the stone, but it works perfectly as if I'm writing on paper, pretty much.
Yeah, I got you. All right.
Excellent. All right. Shall we head onwards then to the ruin?
Sounds good.
Sounds like a plan.
And I drop invisibility on Whoever I cast it on, I can't remember.
I think I would have already dropped mine.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
The wolf den. Oh my god.
I just realized you can see all my fucking maps as well. I'm gonna have to tell you to look away whenever I pull up a map.
Oh no!
No, I've only seen this one.
All right. Well, it's like when I go to change maps, it'll pull up the entire screen.
Right.
Oh.
So yeah, so you guys are kind of gathering yourself. Where would you like to go?
So we're gonna head on
ruins,
towards
I believe.
the ruins. Yeah.
The ruins.
If I remember right, there to the west.
The ruins that Tell had mentioned to the north, actually.
Oh, to the north.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We shall head to the north.
All right. Look away. All right. You guys would push north and make your way through the dense foliage of the forest that is just growing thicker and thicker and thicker, and walk north for maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes even, before you watch as it turns into such a thick, dense collection of trees that you cannot see through them anymore. Almost like a wall has been formed in front of you. And as you would kind of come to stop, you can see that you've almost reached what appears to be an actual wall, as this would be the essence of what you're looking at. There's this sort of doorway in front of you that's been carved into this slight natural rock face that's in front of you that kind of rises out of the ground, almost like you stop for a moment. It's just straight in front of you. You can look up, and it's just like, it doesn't seem to go up too high, as you can faintly make out like trees further back, maybe 10 feet up. It's a small sort of wall. And there's just vines growing up the front of it, and this beautiful sort of engraving, just sunlight streaming in from the very tops of the canopy that just barely manages to reach down into this area. And as you look around, you can catch all these different leaves, all these trees that are almost reaching out, creating this very natural sort of archway, almost like a path through, almost a welcome.
So, seeing how pretty it is, Kevin is straight away going to cast Detect Magic. As a ritual, but I'm going to use my ability to do it in one action. To not slow us down.
The range on Detect Magic is 30 feet, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It lasts for 10 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, Kevin, there is, as you're looking around, there isn't any innate magic here, right? I mean, it's this kind of maybe primordial that you're able to sense. This very old, just inherent magic. There's nothing that's it's explicitly cast on anything around here. But you just look around, it's just a glow, veritable. Kind of adds to the surreal beauty of this place.
Is there any writing around anywhere?
You don't notice any, no.
Okay. And it's almost just like magical in nature, almost like there wasn't a spell cast. It's just yeah,
it's like this whole place just has a magic inherent to it.
Yeah, it's natural.
Yeah.
Magic.
And Kevin's just gonna kind of like be in awe and like all skitterish and like almost like he's in the candy shop, just like ooh, like skittering around the place, like just really fascinated by everything.
Do you see anything in particular that appears to be magical?
Like, well, there's the whole place is like magical. There's like no magic cast here. It's like the place is magical by nature. It's fascinating. I've never seen anything like it.
We should be
I want to study it.
Okay. So I'm assuming that we've been leading our horses at this point, given the density of the forest.
I mean, as you look forward, it doesn't seem like it would. You could maybe single file walk the horses through this doorway that's in front of you, but you're not sure. You're not sure if it goes down or up, or how narrow or wide it gets.
I think at this point we want to actually go ahead and tie the horses up. If we're walking,
going off the picture, is the little pond actually there?
The little pond would be there, yeah. It's like the small sort of spring that's almost off the road. It's not like an actual, like the stone isn't here.
Yeah.
It's more so just a natural way in.
Maybe we just tie the horses up next to the water so they can like drink while we go and talk.
All right. are we going to have a guard with the horses?
What do I have? I can I, well, I can, if you want, I can,
If we want to take the horses with,
place
so we
an
can
alarm around it so I'll know if anyone comes near them.
An alarm is a good idea. I like that.
What was it, Tom?
Tom?
I was going to say, if we're all worried about the price on them, we can take them with us. I was just thinking, if we're already to a point of being single file and going into unknown territory, this is not something I would necessarily think the horses would be useful for.
Well, I don't. What I'm not clear on is if we're entering a building or if we're passing through a wall.
As you're looking through, you kind of step forward, Keon.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to wind just slightly, but you do see daylight on the other side. It seems like a very small sort of tunnel that winds into this rock face.
So it seems like this is a tunnel. It's going into a different area. So I think let's not yet tie up the horses, but let's walk them through single file. Let's see, Eric, would you like to lead us off?
So it's just a few feet of tunnel and then it's daylight?
It's a, so as you look in, Eric, you can also catch this. It looks like it kind of goes straight ahead for maybe 5-10 feet and then curves to the right. And then you can see daylight.
Maybe like leaving the horses in, letting them rest and like have a drink. It might be really good for them. Cause didn't the captain say that we should go easy on them because they could be tired?
It's not. Yeah, we don't know what type of water this is if we don't want to.
Is considering I have detect magic up, is the water magical? Is there a magical aura off of it?
I mean, everything in this place has some manner of magical.
Okay. Kevin's gonna like dip down and like kind of cup his hands and drink some of the water and see if anything happens.
What D20 for me?
Done. D20.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm doing it first.
You beat me to it.
That is a 12.
Indeed.
A 12? All right.
Yep.
Kevin, you would get 2 temporary hit points.
Cool. Okay.
And
So Kevin, well, oh, I feel a little. Actually, the water's kind of nice. I think it might be good for the horses to be here and be able to drink it.
Well, we can certainly give them the option to drink if they would like to.
Sure,
right.
but if they die, you're paying for it. I think we can all agree, right?
If anything happens to them, I'll take responsibility. And again, as I said, I can
Kevin,
place like an alarm around them.
Kevin, you're writing a check. You might have to cash it. Are you sure
That's
on
fine.
this one?
I'm sure.
We're not going to leave the horses yet. Right now, the question is, as we proceed through this passage, we want to send people through first, make sure that it's safe, and then bring the horses through.
I think it might be good to let them just rest here for a bit. This might be a good area for them to just have a break.
Okay, how about this? How about you guys can stay with the horses, and then me and Kevin and whoever else wants to tag along will scout up ahead.
That sounds excellent.
I would go along.
All right, Kevin.
Oh, okay.
You're the mage here, basically?
Yes.
And you're telling me this water is safe?
Yes.
Tempest be kind. And Eric's gonna go ahead and take a swig of it.
Yeah. Roll D12 for me.
Yes, everybody drink the water. Do it.
Guided by the might of Zeus.
Do
That's
it.
Tempest.
What did you roll?
D20. Oh. And survey says.
Ooh.
8.
Ooh.
8. Eric, you'd only get 1 temporary hit point as you kind of
Still
off the water, and it's that slight rush of invigoration, that kind of pin and needle feeling that goes through your body, that like that sort of rest, the feeling after a battle as you have a quaff of beer, quite refreshing.
Okay.
Can Kevin pull out the flask of holy water and kind of compare the two?
They seem different.
They seem different?
Very distinctly.
Okay.
The holy water has like some sort of particulate in it.
Yep. Can he try to make... so... It's kind of hard because it was a different DM, but last mission I went to one of these springs, like these magical springs that we had to get water for the druid. Does this seem... Can I do like an Arcana check to see if this water is similar in any way to that water?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
The roll I got was a dirty 20.
It does look familiar somewhat, Kevin. You get the sense that it might not have that same sort of potency, perhaps?
Yep.
But somewhat linked at the very least.
Somewhat linked. Okay. Good to know.
Well, we might not know what this is, but I've drank enough water. This is unusual. I'm going to go ahead and use an empty flask and fill it up. Take it with us. We'll let the small people at camp figure it out from there.
Well, I think, we went, yesterday I had to go to a spring for the druid at camp, to get some water for her. And this seems very similar to that water, but I think this one isn't quite as strong. So, it might, we might have, I think we'll get along with the people who are around here, if we talk to them. So good signs, I think. Good.
Yeah, well, the last time I had to go do anything for the druid, and we ended up dealing with the magical serpent that came out of the water. So we should still be careful, nevertheless.
This water is a lot weaker than the water at the wells.
Okay.
All right. Are we looking to start down this tunnel? Do we want to try and be stealth, or are we going to go ahead and try to be ourselves a little here?
We can try to stealth, but if it's just hallways, there's nothing to hide.
You said that
Also,
it has like something about like a welcoming feel to it.
It's that the way that the trees kind of arch inward, you know? It's reminiscent to the those of you who've probably been in larger cities. You know that whenever a guest is heralded, right, to a court, and like in wedding processions and things like that, individuals will cross swords over them, and it's that same kind of symbolism to it, just obviously with tree branches rather than actual steel.
We're being invited, so it's like yeah.
Anything outside of walking might be seen as...
I don't think we should try to hide ourselves.
No, I think we should stick with the original plan. Kevin, Faye, come with me. The new guy, you're more than welcome to join. Well, who wants to stay with the horses? Someone has to stay with the horses.
Well, I can stay with the horses while you
Kevin,
go through.
before we go as well. Oh, sorry. You can go.
Oh, go ahead.
Kevin will cast alarm. Just kind of a 20-foot cube.
Before you do that, though,
if
this is a doorway that we're all going to be going through, then perhaps we should. This is a perfect choke point, so that if we go through this, then perhaps we might want to cast alarm on the door itself.
Well, it's their doorway, right? So this seems like a good spot to just. If you're really insisting on bringing the horses, but I think this is like. It's kind of hard to fit them through. I think this is like the perfect spot to just let them rest, let them have a drink, you know. We can go talk and have our discussion and then come back and I can have an alarm to cover them.
Well,
everyone's saying we feel welcoming here, correct?
Yeah, yes.
This door looks more for man than it does for beast. So I would say this would be a place to likely keep the horses. Now, if we feel we're going to be doing riding in a few 20 feet, let's bring the horses with us. But beyond that...
I think we should go through the gate and find out what's on the other side of it first, before we make any decisions.
Yeah, for right now, let's just, like I said, let's leave the horses here. We'll go in. Xion, can you how long can you use that telepathic link?
No, I can recreate the link.
Oh my god.
Okay. Connect with Faye here, but we can still keep in communications just in case anything happens while we're gone.
Sounds good.
Cause like.
So I'll form the link with Faye.
All right,
I think
now
she's
let's go.
going to also like leave all of her weapons on the force.
Okay. So who else is going in?
I'm not sure we want to do that quite yet.
So right now it would be me, Faye, and Kevin. If Tom wants to come or not, it's up to him.
Yeah. So you guys would be able to push in and look around at this place as you step through and kind of turn. And you basically see this laid out in front of you. This dilapidated, not quite the tower. It doesn't rise quite as tall as the map shows. But you can look around and you do catch this sort of odd grotto as a river seems to run through the middle of this place and kind of almost against that stone wall you've just come through. It seems to go under at some point or another, perhaps to an underground spring or something like that. But there's these beautiful archways that seem to go out in every direction. You can catch what appear to have been older buildings, kind of to the north, to the west, to the east. Some are up on hills, some are almost built into the ground itself, some kind of into the trees. You can see that there are a couple of structures that almost seem to be growing out of the larger trees, like it's just melding together. To the north, you would see that the river seems to go in, and there's a very distinct clearing where they have, at some point or other, carved out a path back through the river, it would seem. And it just seems to wind back further into this area. And to the east, you would be able to distinctly mark out that there is a... to the east, the forest kind of just goes off and comes back in on itself. But you do see, again, there is a very distinct path that seems to wind through further into the ruins itself to the east. So I'll pull up the proper map for this place as you look around. As you scan the grotto area, you're able to catch the flowers that you guys saw while you were, in the at the ritual circle, it seems.
Okay.
So you guys are able to scan around. You'd be coming from the west.
I'm over here trying to drag my freaking token.
Is Albert working again?
Albert's not working again. Still on the stream, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Yeah, fuck. Out of all days.
I know, right?
You guys would be coming from right here. Kind of opens up right there.
Okay.
Wait, where? I'm sorry, I didn't see.
To the, do you see where that, sort of, right here. You'd come out, like, right there, basically.
Okay.
Around. As you guys do come in, make a perception check for me, as you can scan your way over these ruined buildings and kind of the water that passes through.
Is there sunlight in this area?
There is faint sunlight. It's overcast. Like the trees themselves are reaching up and kind of creating a canopy through which sunlight only faintly filters through.
So, as a kobold, I wouldn't have disadvantage?
I don't think so. No, I think it's sheltered enough.
Okay.
Follow your roll to 19.
Okay.
I also rolled a 19.
11.
So
7.
Eric's back at the actual shrine, right? Eric's not even up there.
It was up to him or not if you wanted to follow.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, as you guys push in and can look around, the 20, you can make out what might have once been, like, you're able to peer through, right, through that path to the east. And you see there's what appears to be a kind of taller standing structure, one that doesn't look as dilapidated as what's around further to the east on that path. To the north, you can make out what appears to be, like, almost on an odd sort of island that's, you can see two bridges. It's not on the map proper right now, but it's to the northwest, or straight northeast. Sorry. This odd sort of tree that grows out of the middle of it, and it looks almost like a weeping willow, just for the idea of it. As you can see, the branches hang low and almost kind of touch the water. As you look around, anyone who got higher than an 18, you're able to notice a few things that are very distinct, as there appear to be bones in a few places around here, scattered. But there's what appear to be a small collection of bones here and here. As you're kind of on a little bit of an overlook right now, able to kind of glance down at this area that kind of goes out in the floodplain. And even as you look into this tower that you've come out right beside, there appears to be what would have been a corpse just leaned back against the tower there, turned to bone.
The bone, like the skull, like does it seem like this was like more like humanoid, elvish?
Looks make it a nature check for me, or not nature, investigation. Sorry.
Also, does it kind of seem? Does it seem like these are like almost like natural deaths, like deaths of starvation, or like some sort of a natural cause, or does it almost seem like it's the result of like a battle or a fight?
Make an investigation check for me for that as well. Flyers, you're looking it over. It's hard to tell, right? The bones do seem kind of lithe and a little bit more narrow than what you would think of human bones as you've seen them. But it's unclear as to what exactly these were.
Okay.
Kevin, with a 14, as you're able to look around, kind of trying to intuit that, you see that there are gouges in the stone close to these bodies. You can faintly make out, as you're kind of observing them, that a few of them have, like, their ribs appear to be caved in just a little bit too much. One of them has a fracture on the skull. The others, a couple of them, you can't really make things out about the state of their bodies, but you might be able to make out like scorch marks that have been burned into the stone.
So it definitely seems like it was some sort of an attack on them, though.
Most likely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sadly, it looks like they were probably attacked at some point, so they might be a bit on edge.
Who all followed us in here?
It was just the three of us, wasn't it?
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You're
I
here.
believe so.
Yeah, Kevin went in.
Yeah.
Sorry, mixing things up in my head.
Maybe. So, I think we should be extra careful with them if they were attacked last time, so they might be a bit on edge. But I think so far it seems like they're willing to talk.
I'll relay all this back to Zam.
Theon.
I think we should go back and get the others, and I think it's okay to leave the horses. So if I go back, I can I can put the alarm down so we don't have to worry about them.
Well, they're already watching us, so they already know about the horses. So if we can bring them in here, that'd be perfect. And then I would actually feel more comfortable if Faye, if you had your weapons on you. You don't know what's gonna happen, and if we have to fight, we have to fight. And I don't want you to be unarmed for this.
Indeed.
I'm not one for the weapons, anyways.
I wanna.
But anyways, let's go collect everyone.
It's up to you guys.
Let's bring. I mean, if they're gonna kill our horses, they're gonna kill our horses. Just look at this. We are probably already being watched as it is, so we might as well bring.
Definitely being. Can I make a perception check to see if I think we're being watched?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Kevin, you don't see eyes on you. But as you're looking around, you do see sort of like almost you're kind of scanning the trees, being where the figure you saw earlier was kind of hugged up against a tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oddest thing would be that you're able to make out what appear to be like growths on the trees that look highly unnatural, right? There's this kind of, as you're observing, it almost looks like a person has like wrapped their arms around the tree and is like pulled into it.
So it's almost like a chameleon sitting on a tree.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Yep. What can I say? Oh. Yeah, we're definitely being watched. They're watching us right now.
Well, I mean, they already told us that we were being watched. They're watching us.
Well, I can kind of see them a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's hard. But, yeah, they're watching us. So,
See?
I think if they wanted, if they were aggressive, they would have attacked us already. Especially considering we've come this far.
No, I know.
That's pretty much what I'm trying to talk. Like, they would have already attacked us right now. If we come in here with weapons, they might think we're being hostile.
I think it's best to be as least aggressive as possible.
Well, anyways, we can talk on the way. Let's just go ahead and let's go meet up back with Jean. Jean. How do you pronounce your name?
Theon.
Jean?
Theon.
Theon.
Alright, let's go meet up.
Theon is fine if you don't have that sound.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard. Let's go meet up with Sion and let's get everyone here and meet up and go from there.
She'll just I guess bow before heading back out.
Okay.
All right. So having heard this, Keon will say, "Oh, all right. Eric and I will bring the horses in, and we will see what we can see from here. And so we will go ahead and lead the horses on into where the rest of you are."
Before she heads back in there, I would like to cast Enhance Ability Eagle Splendor on myself.
Okay.
And that gives me advantage on charisma checks.
Okay. That's good. So you guys push your way back in. All of you now able to see these ruins spread out before you. Overgrown with moss, vines creeping up the sides of them, ivy. So whether that be from time or them just allowing nature to flourish within their community, it's unclear. They overtake everything. It would still be coming from the west, obviously. Southwest.
God, I love this music.
It definitely doesn't sound like combat's coming.
It sounds very menacing, and it sounds like we're about to be attacked by like shadow creatures, and we have there's nothing we can do about it. So we just
It's
get
like that
consumed.
music in Final Fantasy right before you enter the boss room.
Dude, right? Okay, that I was kind of thinking of this earlier.
All right. What would you guys like to do as you push your way into the ruins and kind of look around?
Did we already meet up with Xion?
You said you were pushing your way back there. Yeah.
Yes. All right, and so we brought the horses, and we also brought phase weapons.
I'm still leaving them on the horse.
Okay.
Let's find a tree
That
here
is
by
your
the
choice.
entrance, and
Honestly, she
tie
shipped
them up.
weapons anyway.
Yeah. Let's find a good tree here that we can leave the horses, and we'll all make our way.
All right.
I guess look around.
All right. So let's tie up the horses here in a place where they have some access to grass. Kevin, if you would like to cast the alarm now, this would probably be the opportune time to do so.
Okay. And Kevin will ritual cast.
All right.
All right. Well, if he is ritual casting alarm, then I am going to go ahead and while he's doing that, I'll do comprehend languages.
Okay. So you guys you'd be kind of grouped on this outer bank. You can see the stream that kind of runs through the place, kind of comes into this offshoot of a creek that comes through, and you guys are on that far western bank of it.
Right.
Actually, before you cast the comprehend language, you reach over and tap your shoulder and cast tongues on you.
Nope. I missed the last part of that.
She's casting tongues on you.
Okay. That works too.
It's not concentration, so I can keep it up with my enhance ability.
Right. Excellent.
Yep. Guys, look around. These figures that are kind of clinging to the trees don't react to you as you come back in. Those of you who were able to recognize them, I think Kevin was able to spot them out.
I'll also nod to them, acknowledging that I see them, but not pointing them out.
So do these look like figures that are holding on to the trees, or do these look like bodies that have been absorbed into the trees?
Kevin points them out to you. Kind of indicates that he can see them. Does the subtle point again.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are able to narrow your eyes and just kind of look further. It looks like they've been melded into the trees. It looks as though a body fell there and a tree grew up with it, and it's just been kind of pulled into the bark, as though the bark grew around it, right?
Right, so the trees themselves may be consuming humanoids.
Well,
Are we trying to talk to something? See if anybody's in here?
Well, at this point, we have no idea. We're just sort of exploring these ruins to see if there's anything in here, and if there is, what their disposition towards us might be.
Would we maybe want to try to call out to them?
We can certainly try.
If I may.
Please.
She'll call out in like Sylvan. We're coming. We just wish to speak. I am unarmed. My companions will not fire. If we can just parley.
Faye, as you call out, all of you would actually begin to hear this. It's this.
Yeah.
These like dozens, hundreds of whispers that just kind of fill the air all around you, just out of nowhere.
They seem to have any particular source, or are they just all around?
As you look around, Keon, trying to place a source, you don't get one. You guys watch as towards the north, where you're able to see that odd island, that tree that bows down, the what looks like the weeping willow. The branches kind of sway from a wind that is not blowing anywhere else, as you can hear the whispers just congregating around you. And there's these brief moments. Where's everyone standing exactly?
That is a good question.
I'm gonna be standing kind of like in the front.
Okay.
Kevin will kind of like be in the middle of the group. Also, do I get the sense that the whispers are kind of coming from the trees themselves, like almost being carried on the wind?
It's unclear because it does feel like they're just coming from all around you, right? As you're standing there, and it kind of feels like they hit you from the front. It's like it just wraps around you.
Okay.
Uncomfortable way?
It's probably something you haven't experienced before. The whispers, like, they don't sound innately malevolent. It's just bizarre and strange.
She does have like some small experience with, like she is Fey touched. Is there anything that she might be feeling from that?
There is this sense, Fey. Anyone who's actually Fey. So I believe that's you. And is Follier also changeling?
Follier is a changeling, but I haven't really found out like if changelings are particularly Fey in this world or not.
Okay.
Like I know they are in some lores in real world.
Yeah. So if you have like any connection to the Fae, you would feel this kind of it hits you, and these whispers, they sound a little bit more dissonant to you, Fae. You're able to kind of glean through just the sheer noise of it, right? And kind of hit the emotion behind it. You're quite proficient with thinking of getting to words, right? Cutting through. And it's sorrow and anguish and terror that's kind of is behind the words. Just like this tide of emotion.
There's a lot of sorrow and loss here.
I mean, looking the state of this, I'm not surprised. It's ruins. Who knows what happened here?
With comprehend languages up, would I be able to comprehend anything?
They are so, like, they're talking over each other to such a degree. It's like you can catch like bits and pieces of words here and there, but it's just so quick in so many of them that it's just a roar in your head, right?
Okay.
If the trees are like kind of growing from the bodies, and it looks like from some of the bodies that there was some sort of a battle or that they were attacked, maybe we can help them in some way, offer to I don't know. Like it seems.
Perhaps.
If you said there's sorrow.
Let's see what they want before we start doing anything.
Right. Let's get a sense of what these buildings are. If there's anything in these ruins here that we're seeing.
Yeah. Looking around on the floor while they're talking, I won't be looking for like footprints. Using my favorite enemy, I'll be proficient in looking for elven and or human footprints.
Yeah. Well, my survival. See what you can find.
Okay.
Kevin will ritual cast detect magic and try to find anything magical around.
30 feet out, Kevin, you're not getting anything in particular. No real hits.
He'll kind of like wander around a little bit and kind of scan the area.
Well, let's do this in an orderly fashion. So I guess we'll begin with that circle that is just to the smaller circle close to the west where we came in.
Sure. So Fawyer, what was your roll for that?
16.
16. You're able to make out, Fawyer, that as you kind of crouch down, you're able to brush some of the tall grass aside. As this place has become overgrown, right, and kind of marshy almost, as the river has encroached upon the land. You do make out some old tracks that have solidified in the mud there that do appear to be elven.
Okay. Well, I found some old elven tracks, it looks like.
Okay. Nothing fresh, though.
It doesn't look like it, but it might lead us to something.
You could.
See, Fawyer, that as you're looking at the tracks with that, you're kind of parting the grass and following them back as far as you can, kind of peering through.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to go like this, kind of hits that creek for a moment. And you are able to faintly make it out as it winds up, and you kind of lose it at that bridge, obviously. Stone does not carry tracks too well.
Yeah. I'll lead over to that bridge over there. We could over there and take a look.
Okay, let us follow the tracks. Let's give the willow-looking tree a fairly wide berth if we're getting close to it.
As you guys would get here, you would be. Let me see. No, if you would hit that bridge, right, you could see across the way that the river kind of arcs around this thing, and it's just kind of just blowing in this breeze that, again, you guys do not feel going across your shoulders or across your faces. Still not quite 30 feet away. So, Kevin, you're still not getting anything, really, as you look around.
Oh, good.
All right. Where are the tracks leading from here, now that we're across the bridge?
Seem to be heading back, like, up towards the tree.
It's heading towards the tree.
All right. Well, I suppose we have no other real good leads. Let us cautiously head towards the tree. I'm kind of curious about this structure that's off to our right.
To the top right of the screen.
No, it's actually just south of that one. Yes, this one. Mm-hmm. What does that look like?
As you're looking at it, it's odd, right? As you're kind of observing, it's collapsed to such a degree that it's kind of hard to tell or been burned or something. As you are able this close, you can make out scorch marks and kind of see places where wood and debris has kind of fallen in, as these ruins have obviously been ransacked or something. With the size of it and with this sort of slab that's in the middle, it looks like it might have been a meeting hall or some sort back when this was still an operational town. As you can see, written in Elvish, there are like dozens upon dozens of names written on that slab. It's like an obelisk that you can just look around, and it almost spirals down with names.
Do I get any sort of sense, either at the top or the bottom of the obelisk, what the names are, or?
You can read them. They're in Elvish.
Okay,
so I mean,
right.
As you're stepping forward, you can see look up, and there appears to be at the very top of the obelisk. You can faintly make it out. You can see that Saloon is written almost at the tip of the thing, right? And then you can start to read just various Elvish names that just spiral down and down and down and down and down and down and down to the ground. The last name that you would see written on the, as it almost goes into the earth, you see the name Jericho written.
Jericho. Okay. So it starts with Saloon, who is a moon goddess, and ends with Jericho. Does it seem to be a list of elves who lived here, perhaps?
It's unclear.
Okay.
It didn't exactly carve what it is.
I mean, usually they will have a stone like this for maybe a list of the dead. Maybe like fallen soldiers or something.
Perhaps, or perhaps a list of officials.
It could be a
Hard to say.
census. It could be a memorial.
Mm-hmm.
It could be Hammurabi's code. I mean,
unlikely, since it consists entirely of names. Well, I suppose, shall we approach the tree carefully?
Actually, we should.
Yeah.
Kevin, can you come up in front with me, Kevin? Just
Okay.
can use your assistance here. Just be be mindful. Like keep your eye out for anything magical, anything that might be harmful towards us.
Kevin, will
Yeah,
you feel
I'll do
better
that.
with me on your 6?
Indeed.
And we'll approach the tree.
Yes.
So you guys would make your way forward, approaching this shrine in the middle of the. I have to pull it up. But I forget. Not all of my maps are. There it is. You guys would make your way forward, coming from the south, kind of arching your way into here, right? And coming across. You'd be able to faintly make out as you got within maybe like 10, 15 feet, as the map is to scale, that there appears to be, very similar to these trees that you saw growing around in the area, a figure that's almost entombed in the tree. Almost like
Okay.
but it's much more prominent. It isn't encased in the bark. And these whispers grow louder and louder as you guys are making your way closer and closer to this tree, and you can hear this faint sobbing coming from the tree as you're making your way towards it.
And is there a magical aura coming off of it?
Yeah, there's definitely a magical aura coming off of it. The school is unclear, but definitely magical coming off of it.
And the whispers are in Elvish, aren't they?
It appears to be. Again,
Would
it's
I
one of those
still
things where
have-
it's so hard to hear. There's so many
Yep.
of them, kind of like I told Keon, that it's impossible to hear exactly what they're saying.
That's fine. Would I still have comprehend languages up from earlier? Has it been an hour?
At this point, I think it would drop.
Okay, that's fine. I'll kind of like nudge to whoever's next to me and be like, there's definitely magic coming off of the tree, but I think we should talk to them. Maybe I feel like they need help.
I'm gonna try to
alright.
listen, and specifically anything in Elvish, just as a precaution, try to see if I can somehow make out any sort of warnings, like anything that's telling us not to go towards this tree.
Unfortunately, failure again as the whispers are just hitting you like all around and so cacophonous that you cannot make them out enough to notice anything.
Shall I attempt to speak to this central tree here and communicate with it?
Well, let's have Faye try. She's very charismatic. I feel it.
I am an eloquence bard. I
Oh,
do
okay.
have experience
You should
in
try.
diplomat.
Then you and Faye go ahead and take the lead on this
I'll
one then.
definitely go with.
You guys want to
Alright.
drop your token? You can't drop your tokens down. I'm stupid. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'll drop token. I was like, why is no one dropping their tokens down? Here, I'll drop tokens down for you. I'll find suitable ones. Do I have a kobold? Yeah, I'll use Tel's token for Kevin. You become your love for a moment.
Nice.
Right under maintenance.
Here, someone can be Oisin for now. As Faye can be another tiefling. Actually, I have a purple tiefling. Hold up.
She's currently an elf right now.
Oh, she is currently an elf right now. Do I have many elves? I don't think I do. Not many elves show up in my games. Fuck the elves.
Fuck them.
Fuck elves. There you go.
Cold War's just
That's more
walking over.
Failure. It can be Faye. Mr. Eric. I think I have a big old Viking man, I believe.
The useless one
Yes,
right
sir.
now.
There you go. Here he is. And then same fucking
No
terrible
kobolds?
Keon.
Oh,
Oh.
there's Goble. Never mind.
Then Keon. I don't have that many elves. God damn it. Embarrassing that I do not have like 15. I have like way too many other things. Let's just.
I would just throw a harp on there.
Yeah, I'll throw a harp down.
Yeah.
There you go. You guys are making your way up.
Good.
Who would like to try and speak to this thing first?
I'll take a crack at it. So get within, say, 60 feet. of it?
Yep, you're in it.
Okay, all right. And so I'll do a nice projecting voice and say, "Greetings. We are travelers who come to investigate these lands. We feel the sorrow in this place. Is there anything that we can do to aid this sorrow which you are expressing?"
You hear as you just call out to her, kind of across the water.
In
the
Elvish.
sound, the sound being slightly drowned out by this waterfall that's behind her, and the whispers. It's almost like you're having to yell just to hear yourself speak. The whispers grow louder, and she sobs heavier and heavier.
I just want to point out you have tongues cast on you, so you're anything that hears you can
Right.
understand.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And she just continues to sob and sob.
All right. Well, we're not getting any response from that.
Maybe. Do you think I could go up and cast Identify on it, and maybe we might get a hint from that?
If there is a spell on her, that would certainly reveal it. It's worth a try. So let's move up a little bit and see what happens. Right. So advance to within, say, 40 feet.
Okay. You guys about here.
Okay.
Can Kevin get within 30 feet, and can he, like, do I get what kind of magic, like, what school of magic I'm getting off of it?
It's still very unclear, Kevin, unfortunately. It's an odd
So even within range, I'm still not sure.
Even within range, it's a very odd muddle.
Okay.
My lady, as we approach, we do so in peace, with the intention of discovering what it is that ails you and what causes you to weep so constantly.
Kevin, how close you get to this thing?
So,
Eric, could you advance along with Kevin, just in case he needs to be snatched back from something?
Of course.
Don't worry about that. I can get away. Don't worry about that.
All right.
And Kevin's gonna walk up, and he's actually going to have the flask of holy water in his hand.
Okay.
Or not quite like an offering, but like out in front of him, clear.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just gonna walk up.
Eric calls out to Kevin. Kevin, with courage.
Yes?
This is your time.
And he's gonna get to the. So is it like a lady in the tree? Is she facing outwards of the tree and like
she's
kind
facing towards, like, it's almost like she's just facing down the river towards where the ruins begin.
So
crying and crying and crying.
Yeah. So if I get within 5 feet of it and nothing has happened, I'm going to try to cast Identify on her.
As you've been pressing forward, Kevin, as you've gotten within 30 feet, these whispers have gotten
louder,
like, deafening, right?
Yep.
As you cannot hear. It's like Eric calls out to you. You can hear that first, like, Kevin, and just almost cuts off. It's like you stepped into like a bubble. Almost you're underwater, right? And it's just this tumultuous whispering around you. As you reach out your hand, you get within like a couple of inches. The whispers suddenly stop and are replaced by a blood-curdling scream. And I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Is there like tears? Fuck me. Fuck.
Oh man.
And that's an 8, because I'm an idiot. An
8? That'd be fantastic. I got a 4.
I've got a 7.
I'm a tank, not a smarty.
Is there like tears coming down off of the face?
Yeah, there are tears coming down off of the face, and you can see they're like black.
Kevin try to kind of, if he's not incapacitated by this wisdom save, can he try to like kind of wipe away the tears?
There's gonna be something going on right now.
Yeah, I had a feeling. That's why I said if
you guys are going to take, if you got less than a 13, you are going to take 11 psychic damage. This rail just tears through you.
Yep.
And as you guys are standing back there, you can see these like movements in the trees. It's like you can watch as things tear themselves off of the trees. These figures will just pull themselves away and begin to lumber towards you. These stick-like, consumed, thin, just lumbering out of the trees towards all of you. And let's roll initiative.
All right. If we roll 13 or higher, do we take half or none?
If you take 13, if you go 13 or higher, you do take half. Yes.
Okay.
Fuck.
And Kevin, you are right the fuck in front of this thing.
Yeah, I am right next to it.
All right.
Trying to wipe the tears
I
away.
don't think it's +3.
All right, I've got a 21.
All right, let's roll initiative, and I'm going to take a 5-minute break to get a drink because I have
Oh, sweet.
Kyoto.
Do you want to see if resetting your owlbear might work?
I literally just tried it, and it says site under maintenance, so no.
Okay. I thought for
22.
combat it might be convenient.
So. Yeah, I wish it was working.
Tailspire?
Just more stuff for the DM to take care of.
Okay, we're in agreement. We're at combat here. Tell me what the...
What is it?
Are we going to try and maintain peaceful relations with these tree people who just popped out?
I mean, these things are lumbering out towards you guys. You can do whatever you want with that.
We're in here in
They
peace.
don't
while they're
seem
stabbing
exactly
us.
happy.
We should not have touched it.
Could have started with a hug.
Maybe maybe their spirits are stuck here. Maybe we should try burning down the trees that they're stuck in. Maybe it'll release their spirits. Because I don't think anyone here has what's it called? Dispel magic. Or we can try maybe even throwing the holy water at it. At the big tree.
It was laid in the path.
Mm-hmm.
If this was a video game, it'd be a telltale sign, but we're playing D&D, not a video game.
Sure, but I don't know.
Good thing we left the horses back there, hopefully. They're fine.
Trees killed the horses.
Be a little hard to explain to tell.
Mm.
What happened to the rest of the horses in camp?
Trees killed it. It's like as bad as going to school and saying the dog ate it. Ate the homework. Trees killed it.
All I know is that I'm bloody useless, okay? I'm the security guard on a, diplomatic mission.
Well, in this situation, if he sees this happening, what would he do?
What's happening? What are we deciding on?
So I was thinking we could probably throw the holy water at the tree.
So that's the backup. I was going to try a suggestion first.
You can.
Throw out your tokens. Who are we waiting on?
Okay. I think we're waiting for Xion. Xion.
Well, I'm right in front of it.
Okay.
So
Follier 19, 20, 22. Follier rolled a 22.
All right. Follier got a 22.
what is Misty Step? That's a bonus action. Perfect.
Yep.
What's his AC?
Xion.
16.
16.
Yep. Xion's got a 21 initiative and a 15 armor class.
What is Eric's initiative and AC?
He got a 10 initiative.
Okay, 10 AC, 15 I see.
AC 15,
And,
my mic got unplugged.
Faye?
17 initiative and 14.
Okay. And then not tell. Let me give you this one, Kevin. I'll give you the senior token.
I got a 12 initiative and I have a 17 AC at the moment.
All right.
Thanks to mage armor.
Get back there and be like, yo, Tara, you were with us, right?
Alrighty. So, is everyone back?
Yep.
Yeah.
Top of the order, as you can see, these odd figures just kind of pulling themselves out of the trees. The branches crackling as they're moving towards you. They're sort of pulling themselves out of the foliage. You see this one is almost pulling itself out of the water to the northwest. And Kevin is right in front of this tree that just let out this horrible, horrible scream. And that's going to bring us to Folly. What would you like to do?
Okay, how big is that? Would that pillar be big enough to walk on? The one that's going over into that little island, right behind us.
With an acrobatics, I think you could. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way to that little island then.
All right. Give me acrobatics.
That's gonna be 17.
Oh yeah, you're able to you guys watch as Follier moves and kind of sees these things encroaching upon you, jumps up on the pillar and just dashes his way over to that little island over there. Hops down.
And then I am going to pop a shot.
Oh, I have to name these ones because you guys can't see the you can't use a laser pointer.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna piss myself off and make that one Uno.
Yeah. I guess I'll shoot over at Uno.
Okay.
And that's
Mr. Uno.
And that's gonna be oh, that's disgusting. That's gonna be a 11 for the first one.
Unfortunately, that you watch it kind of tears through the bark and the branches that makes up this thing and just sails by.
That's gross. Okay, and then actually, does it have to be? I don't know if Dread Ambusher. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot again. With my bow.
Okay.
With the Dread Ambusher, that's even fucking worse. Oh, that's a 13.
Sails on by, unfortunately.
God damn it. Okay, it's all the noise. I can't be fucking thinking right now.
These echo, the whisper stopped as that scream took, and then you guys can hear it start to slowly build again. These very faint whispers.
Okay. And that ends my turn.
All right, that will bring us to Keon. As you look around, you can see these figures emerge. Follier pops off a couple of shots from this area over here and just does not find purchase.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the middle one, I cannot see his designation. The second one, middle one down.
Yeah, this one here. Gotcha.
Yeah, that one. I'm going to cast Hex as a bonus action, and then fire off a firebolt at it.
All right.
And that will be.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and the disadvantage is going to be strength for the Hex. The attack is a dirty 20 with a firebolt.
Fuck yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. The fire damage is going to be 13, and the Hex damage is going to be an additional 5 of necrotic, so a total of 18 damage.
All right. You watch as you let the firebolt go, Keon. It just slams into this thing, and it bursts off an entire chunk of the bark and kind of goes shattering about. It lets out this, you hear this unearthly screech. It's almost like wood just grating against itself. It's like an unnatural sound that it lets out, and you can tell that hitting it with fire definitely fucking annihilated it, being made entirely of wood.
That was the hope.
All right. So your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
All right. Faye, not Frey. As you look around, see all this happening, see that fireball just catch Dry and he explodes into a cloud of splinters. Or a piece of him does. What would you like to do?
Do I know what these things are?
I wouldn't think so.
Okay. Well, everyone's going bowls to the walls. She'll cast Fairy Fire from... I'm hoping that's a 20-foot square between Zwei and Uno.
So I'm trying to get you guys where you can see everything while also keeping it, pretty to scale. I believe it is. Let me see. That would be 20 feet.
All right. Fairy Fire.
All right. Mark them all blue with the Fairy Fire. Mark yourself concentrating,
please. I would love to.
God damn it. Well, it's one of those things. I'm so used to it. Okay. Uno manages to avoid it as you watch the flames kind of descend. onto the onto these blights. So you guys keep track of your con saves. So I'm keeping track of if you're concentrating or not.
I can keep track of both.
For this light of illumination begins to dance around Zwei and Dry. Dry also having a little bit of flame still flickering up the shoulder that got blown away by Keon.
All covered in purple, fiery, fayish flames. And look over at Eric. Well, guess you should do what you do best. And give him a bardic inspiration. It's a D8 for an attack or anything roll. That'll be my turn.
Okay. So, first off, on their turn, you guys are going to watch as, or you're going to hear as Ein kind of, and these, you feel this pierce into your back, Kevin, as a 20 hits you, I assume, a dirty 20.
Yeah, I use a reaction shield.
Okay, so you can kind of hear this kind of sailing at you, almost through the air, and you're able to turn and raise your shield just quick enough, and you watch as like thorns bury themselves into the arcane shield as you raise it in front of your face.
Yep.
As you guys are standing there, Uno is going to do the same to Follier, and that's a fucking nat 20.
Ouch.
That is going to be a total of... That's going to be 11 damage, Follier, as you watch as Uno kind of just pulls its arms out and just thorns scatter out towards you.
Oh, that hurt.
And Dry and Zwei are going to move forward and attempt to swing on Keon and Eric. Eric, that's a 22 to hit. I assume that hits.
Oh, Eric, I'm sorry, I'm zoned out here. Yeah,
Eric, is
20's going to hit, yeah.
You were talking.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Tommy boy.
hold on, let me open his character real quick.
He has an AC 15. Okay, here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's going to take that hit, and he's going to take 8 damage.
Can you hear me?
It wails on him. Pretty fucking... Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There we
Yes.
go. Awesome.
Had to reset on my end, apologies. 20 hits, of
All right.
course.
Yeah, so Tom, you take 8 damage. Keon, that's going to miss with a 10. Is it kind of, these two just kind of move up, and you watch as they're dragging behind vines. They kind of effectively just try to use as whips and just swing at you.
Okay.
This thing that you're in front of, Kevin, is just going to look down at you, and it kind of, through the tears in its eyes, you're going to watch that just holds out a hand towards you and just attempts to touch you. See if this hits. For a 16!
AC is 22 at the moment because of shield.
So yeah, your shield just kind of comes around and it's not even that like fast. It's like it's just slowly reaching out towards you. And you can see this faint wisp almost dancing across its fingers.
Is it almost like holding his hand out, like its hand out to like grasp my cheek or something?
It's hard to tell through the sounds around you, through these things attacking your friends, and through that scream it just let out. Like, you can try an insight check it.
I will try that. Hold on. I got a 7, so I have no idea.
Very unclear to you. As you're seeing it pull its hand out, Kevin, it's like wrapped in branches and bramble, and it's like obviously become one with this tree, and it's like this terrifying, nightmarish figure.
Yep.
Hey, that's gonna be their turn. Bring us
So
to
am
Kevin.
I?
Yep.
Okay, so seeing my shield will kind of stop that hand, but I'll kind of walk up to it, up to the tree, and I'll kind of like grab the hand that it reached out and kind of like place it on my cheek and try to like wipe away the tears on it and say, "We're here, please, we're here to help," and give it the holy water and try to like give it the holy water to drink.
Make a wisdom saving throw and also a persuasion check.
Wisdom save. Fuck me! Not one.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Kevin. As you
3.
reach out and the hand touches you, right? And you clasp hands with this thing, and you just watch as you suddenly you're like looking around and this place is burning, and you can hear screams, not whispers anymore. And you can watch as these figures, these elves, are moving about, and you can just see arrows flying into them. You can see axes cutting them down, swords. They're fighting back, but they're being pushed further and further into these ruins. And as you look and you can catch sight of this, you turn your eyes back towards this woman, and you find yourself looking at a young girl who's kind of cradling a what appears to be a dead man and sobbing and sobbing and sobbing before you just watch a shadowy figure move up behind her, swing an axe down into her back.
I'll like when I see that, I'll like reach out and be like, no. Like Kevin will like kind of reach out and be like, no. Like when he sees the axe coming down on them.
And you're gonna take 7 psychic damage, Kevin, as it just rocks through your head.
And do I catch any, like, do I see who is attacking them? Like, what kind of, is it humanoids? Can I identify them in any way?
They look vaguely humanoid from the shapes, but there are some, like, beasts or something else amongst them as well. Something that's not humanoid.
And there's no, like, identification, there's no, like, specific kind of dress that they're wearing, or?
It's very shadowy, it's hard to tell.
Okay. And can I still try to give the holy water, or am I still in this vision?
Roll persuasion.
Persuasion. Is it nighttime yet?
It's getting there. Not quite.
Not quite? Okay.
The moon falls as Kevin is doing this.
Ooh! 15.
15? There's this kind of quiet sob as, like, you can just feel the hand tighten just slightly around yours.
Yep.
And you don't have... Did you cast Comprehend Language again?
I can. I will.
Okay. But so at this point, you hear her just say something, but it's completely...
I don't know it yet, yeah.
You cannot tell what it is at all. And that is... Is that your turn, Kevin?
I have a bonus action.
Is this anything that would have been said outwardly that the rest of us could have comprehended?
It's so quiet with the wails around you.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That
do I get the sense that I like got any sort of like positive reaction from that?
The fact that she said something.
Okay, so yeah. I will not move, and I'll kind of like tighten to the hand, tighten and like kind of place it on my cheek, as kind of like I'm here with you, and stay, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Eric, you are up as you can look around and see these things attacking your friends. You can look back and see Kevin seemingly communing with this odd figure.
What? I do something? What? Okay, hang on. Alright, Mighty Viking Yell. Bonus action. Healing. And where's... 11. And then we are going to... Can you zoom in closer on my character, please? That'll do. Thank you. Going to attack Dre, because I know he's the worst off. Okay. No, cancel that. Cancel that. He's the worst off, so going for Zwei. Because I've got some extra D8 to go on this.
Advantage.
With advantage? Excellent.
Yeah, Fairy Fire, yeah.
Alright, so first one up is Dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be it, the Dirty 20. So that is going... does that hit?
Yeah.
Excellent. Alright, so that's going to be... 1, 2, D6, plus the Bardic D8.
Can't add D8 to damage, friend.
Yeah.
Only if it's a Valor Bard.
Okay, what was the D8 that he gave me for then? Just for extra hit then?
Attack rolls and saving throws.
Attack, saving throws.
Okay, alright.
Everything else.
Apologies then, no problem. Then that's normal damage. Then that is going to be 11 damage. And then
we'll swing through, Tom.
And action. Do I want to use it now? Yes, I'm... I've been cooped up too long here, so we are going to go ahead and action surge, and we're going to hit him again. And 19. Does 19 hit?
What? Yes.
Okay, on action surge second fight, does the advantage still carry over? I forget.
Yes.
Try for crit. 16's going to be the winner. For 9 more damage.
Hey, you make 2 swings through, and you guys watch as Eric cleaves through Zwei and shatters some of the branches, and the kind of this dust flies off and falls to the ground. You can just watch him turning him slowly to timber. He is being whittled the fuck down. Looks hurt. Barely able to hold himself together at this point.
For movement, I will move myself then between Zion and Dre in a defensive position.
Okay. Eric slithers on in.
End turn.
All right. Top of the round, Folliers. You can look around, and Eric is shattering Zwei. Everyone's kind of taking their hits on Zwei. Kevin seems to be up there communing with this thing, and unfortunately, you haven't hit any arrows yet. What would you like to do?
Okay. From the way that it looks like, would I be able to get like if I were to like lower myself a little bit into the water, would I be able to use the pillar as cover?
Totally.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and saying that he's gonna communicate. Like he's like I can see Kevin like sort of communicating. I don't want to attack anything just yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
It's gonna be 7, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and like kind of lower myself, and then kind of use the pillar as cover.
Okay.
And that'll end my turn.
Cool. That will bring us to Keon, as you watch Eric kind of take 2 swings on Zwei, then slither in between you. What would you like to do?
All right. Okay, so Drai is still kind of in front of me. Zwei is not within 5 feet of that, correct?
Zwei, no, he's about 10 feet away.
Okay, all right. And Uno is also back a ways.
Uno's back about 15 feet.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll draw my rapier, and I'm getting his green flame blade, and going to do a green flame blade attack on Drai. And does Drai currently have Fairy Fire on? I don't recall.
Dry does have Fairy Fire, yep.
Awesome. Okay. So then I will attack with advantage. Yes. So 23 will likely hit, I would think. And so the rapier damage, wow, 8, is going to be an 11. And then the flame from the flame blade is going to be an additional 3 points of damage for a total of 14.
All right. As Keon kind of ducks around you, Eric, and just rushes forward and just makes that slice with the rapier. And he watches Dry just explodes into this this cloud of green smoke, and the ash and splinters just flying about, kind of filling the water. It's the acrid scent hits your nose. Dry is dead.
I love the smell of ash in the morning.
And as a bonus action, Keon is going to turn and chant towards Eric. Heroic Northmen, mighty in battle. And go ahead and take a Bardic Inspiration. It's a D6. Okay, well, additional D6 then of Bardic Inspiration.
Clearly I'm being treated as the heavy. I can deal with that.
Alright, Keon, as you fucking sent him flying, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Cool. I'm going to put you over here next to Eric just for a little bit of clarification. So yeah, FaZe, you just see Keon just annihilate this fucking thing in front of you. What would you like to do?
Well, shite. she's still in the situation, not wanting to fight anything. But how deep is the water?
It's about at the lowest point around where Follier is. It's about 6 feet, but like where you are, it kind of slopes down. It's a gradual incline, so you're probably about a foot deep. You know.
Okay, so is there a clearance underneath that pillar that he walked over?
Not exactly. It is kind of like it's a natural formation that comes up. It's a little bit of stone.
I see.
There's clearance under the pillar, yeah, but the sorry, the pillar, not the island. Yeah, totally clearance under the pillar.
Okay, so can she like maybe swim under it to get over there by Kevin? She has a 40-foot movement speed and swimming.
Sure, if you want to.
Yeah, I just want to get over there, get it out of the way.
All right, you duck under and you're able to swim your way upstream against this current, even with your 40 feet. Exactly 40 feet, yeah. To make your way up.
That's what I was hoping. I was trying to eyeball it without a grid.
Yeah, I know, it's a pain. I would have been happy if Albert was working properly. As you're kind of managed to pull yourself up onto the shore on the other side. Kevin seems to be like in a trance. He's just staring at this lady right now.
How bad's he looking health-wise? Like bloody or whatnot?
Kevin?
I am under half HP.
He's bloodied. You can see like a little bit from that scream, like blood is coming out of his ears, just a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say
Maybe
just
from his nose.
there's a bit of blood just dripping from his ears.
Alright, I guess I'll go ahead and cast Healing Word. Oh wait, no, that's this is when I wish I had freaking Cure Wounds.
Thanks.
I don't have any like
Big
outward attack spells.
Yeah.
And I'm still shit with crossbows. Just hold my action for like I'm sorry. I'll give Kevin, are you alright?
I'm.
Can he even speak actually?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like it's almost like Kevin, you're hearing him through like a haze, as you can faintly hear Faye just somewhere.
I guess I'll be like, oh sorry, what were you saying?
If I can half respond, I'll kind of I have the hand in like one hand in my hand, and I've given the holy water with the other one, so that hand's free now, and I'll kind of just give a wave to acknowledge that I heard it, but not really say anything.
She'll say something to try to get. She'll just say something to give him bardic inspiration.
Okay.
I can't think of anything right now. I'll just pass my turn.
It's fine. All right.
I'm not a combatant.
All right. Is they're all up? Ein is gonna move forward and just having seen Follier duck down behind the area, he's gonna let out another volley towards him. For a 19, you have a +3 to your AC as you are ducked behind cover.
6, 7, 8, 9. He rolled a 19?
Yeah, you rolled a 19.
Oh, that's exactly a 19, so I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, I want.
Real quick, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'll curse at it in like Sylvan and try to distract it and use my cutting words to drop it by
Certainly.
1.
Okay, perfect. As Follier, you can look, and it's just this shower of thorns coming towards you, and then it just scatters into the water. It's almost like it's deflected. You can see Faye standing there, just kind of looking at you.
Thank you.
And with that, Uno is going to do the same thing to Eric for a 21 to hit. Eric, that is going to be a total of 6 piercing damage.
It's just a flesh wound.
Then Zwei is going to move forward. Zwei is going to move forward and attempt to he cannot hit you, Keon. With an 8 as it swings the vines at you. And just you feel it kind of wrap around you for just a moment, and you're able to step back and kind of shove it off. As you can like hear the sounds of these thorns just burying into Eric's body behind you. On your turn, Kevin. Faye, or on her turn, sorry. You're going to watch as Faye, you can see these dim lights begin to glow around the about 10-foot radius with Kevin and her in the middle of it, just dancing around, right? And you can hear the cries getting quieter and quieter as she's holding on to Kevin. And if you're continuing to hold on to that connection, Kevin,
I will.
I need you to make another wisdom save.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me here, tree. Come on. Let me survive it. Let me survive it. Fuck my life, 8.
Okay, so Kevin, you're very fortunate she rolled minimum damage.
Thank
As
fuck.
you only take 3 psychic damage. As you can just see these visions continuing and just ripping out through you. And there's just this deep, deep sorrow that wells up inside of you. This sorrow and hate that just pushes its way through your body. And
I'm just trying to absorb as much of it as possible.
all right, and that's certainly what you're doing, is you're holding on to that. And that is going to end their turn and bring us to Kevin.
So Kevin now will... I have 2 choices here. 2 choices. Which one to go for? Fuck. I don't know what's the better choice. I'll go. I'll cast comprehend language.
Okay.
So I'll blow a first level spell slot. And can I still speak after casting a spell?
Free action, yeah.
Yeah, sweet. And I'll just be like, please, we're here to help. Speak to us. We can help you, I'm sure.
Roll me another persuasion, Kevin. This time at advantage.
And you also have Bardic Inspiration D8, right?
Oh, thank God. Advantage. Come on. Oh, thank God. What's the Bardic Inspiration?
Or D8.
Yeah.
I just want to really make sure.
It's
I
gonna be
got
back.
a 1 on it.
Aw.
It's 17.
17?
18 total. 18 total.
And you can hear this this whisper that comes back to you, Kevin. There were so many of us. And it's just, again, this deep, pressing sorrow.
If I can reply, I'll be like, did any survive?
Who? And you can watch Faye as these lights are growing brighter and brighter around Kevin and this tree. Swirling around them slowly. Is that your turn, Kevin? You have a bonus action you'd like to use?
That's it. I'm going to risk death for this.
Okay. Alright, that'll bring us to Eric.
Zoom a little closer in, please. And do we still have that fairy fire advantage on that corner?
On Zwei, yes.
On Zwei?
Yes, on Zwei.
Raise the Viking yell. And 18. Dirty 20.
Wait, how are you? So, okay, yeah, that'll hit. Take 2 swings.
7 damage.
All right. So you knock off another chunk of Zwei, send more of the wood scattering into back into the forest.
I would take a defensive. I would take a defensive position then between Zwei and Zion. Am I mispronouncing? I apologize.
All right.
End turn.
Top of the order. Fall, you're able to see Eric continuing to wail on this thing. Uno and Ein seemingly advancing and attacking the others, pushing towards you. His face swam over, and gotten onto that little island with Kevin. You, as well, as you look back, can see those lights dancing in the air around Kevin and this tree. What would you like to do?
Shit. I have 30 movement. Is there a way I can make it over to where Faye is?
It is only about 25 feet. You certainly could.
Okay, I want to try to get what's the distance between to me and Kevin then? Would that be
10 feet? 15 feet is like you'd be like right here. 10 feet.
Okay. I want to do that just so I can maybe somewhat touch him, so I can get to cure wounds. Cast cure wounds. Or would that be a little bit too?
You're a little bit too far.
Okay,
slightly
then
out of it.
I'll stand and I'll go up to right next to Faye then for this turn.
Okay.
And just like Faye, I'm not gonna attack anything. I'll if anything, I'll you know what? I'm gonna cast a Blade Ward on myself just in case. While I'm waiting.
Cool.
Now end my turn.
All right. Race to Keon.
All right. It looks like Eric's got Sai under control, so I am going to move my hex to Uno,
Sure.
and I am going to unleash a 3rd level chromatic orb of fire at Uno.
All right.
That's going to be a 22 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. And that's going to be a 21 fire damage, and throw onto that an additional d6 of necrotic. That's going to be the additional 5, so 26 total, 21 of that fire.
As you guys would be able to hear this kind of sound of like wood crackling and breaking, as with that much fucking damage, as you let fire loose, it just explodes into this shower of splinters that rains down. It's like crackling wood around a campfire. Just deafening though, much louder than just a branch snapping. So you know, fucking explodes.
All right, and with my bonus action, I am going to inspire Kevin. Selfless negotiator, strengthener of bonds, and give him a bardic inspiration. It's only a d6.
All right. With that, phase up. You can see Kevin like wavering. It's like the tree is holding him now with both hands, but he's still like going limp.
But wait, how damaged is he? Is he damaged,
He's
or
looking rough,
is he?
I think.
He's
Oh
bleeding.
yeah, oh yeah,
Oh.
He's hurt.
Oh shit. Okay, in that case, instead of giving him a bardic inspiration, so take that away. I'm gonna cast. If I'm within 60 feet of him,
You are.
I'll cast a healing word on him instead at 2nd level.
He is 55 feet away. Yep.
Okay, great.
Ooh, how much?
Let's find out. 8.
Oh, hell yes! Thank you very, very much.
No problem. And that'll be my turn.
All right, Faye.
I'll cast another healing word in his direction. She'll just start chanting in like Sylvan or something.
Okay.
See if that gets any kind of reaction. And how far? Well, Faryer's over here by me, right?
Yes, Falyer's right on top of you.
Okay. Fuck, they're more than 30 feet away from me, aren't they?
The others? I believe, yeah, Keon is like 50 some, unfortunately.
For my... Oh no, that's 2 spells. I'm just going to cast the healing word on the little kobold boy,
Kevin.
For 8 more healing.
Alright.
Woo! Kevin looks great now.
Kevin looks fucking renewed.
Yeah, I'll pass my turn.
Alright. Ein is going to kind of swing around, send some thorns your way, Faye, for a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
For 8 piercing damage, you feel these, like, you reach out your hand towards Kevin, you speak the words, and you just feel this burying into your body from the other side. And then Zvi is going to make a swing on Eric since he is right in front of him for a 19 to hit.
Yep.
Which hits with the AC. So,
Yes. That. Are you not hearing me again?
No, I'm not hearing you
No,
at
with
all.
you. Wait, speak, Tom.
I am now.
Testing
said
1
that.
2 1 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay.
So that is going to be 8 bludgeoning damage as it just slams into you, Eric. The spine.
Ah!
Up and in. And as you're holding on to this thing, Kevin, it is going to continue to just shunt this onto you. And those of you who have stepped close, I need you to make a wisdom save as well. Those of you who are now within this distance.
Also, the more it's like bringing me into these visions, I want to try and get as much detail as possible from Kevin's very focused on like trying to figure out who is attacking them.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like really what he's trying to get from it.
You gotta make these wisdom saves, buddy.
That's a 16 on my part.
Okay.
I don't think I ever got an extra die, so that's a 12.
Do I need a wisdom save again?
Yeah, you need a wisdom save again.
Okay. That's a 20.
20, and Kevin, yes, finally. As all of you are able to kind of hear this kind of the sobbing and the wails just reach out towards you, and you're able to like brace yourselves and shunt it off. As you all only take each of you would only take 5 damage. It's halved.
So, Kevin will actually choose to allow the visions to come over him.
Okay.
So if that means I fail and take full damage, I'll do that.
Okay, so you take 10 damage, Kevin, and the visions get deeper and deeper, and the images do become clearer and clearer. As you can make out, you kind of look around, and these look similar to some of the people that you've seen, like far to the south, at one point or another. From what people have told you about enemy forces, they look similar. But there's some odd people about them as well. Some of them look almost scaly?
Scaly?
Yeah, as you look at some of them, you can see like scales running up their arms and these kind of...
scaly, okay.
Yeah. It's just... She reaches out and is just holding onto your hand, Kevin, this light growing brighter and brighter. She whispers, "Avenge us."
Scaly.
Did I hear that too?
Yeah.
Avenge us.
All of you who are standing in that distance, with how like it passes over you for just a minute and the light glows and you can hear it, right?
And is there any chance I can respond?
Sure, totally.
I would just respond. I'm not seeing the visions though, so
It's just you're not seeing the visions. I mean, you could definitely respond
okay.
to the words though.
She'll respond. I would definitely try if it would help.
Kevin will also respond with,
Or if you allow.
We will do everything. We will do everything that we can to help and soothe your pain and sorrow.
All right, Kevin, it's your turn. That's your free action to talking. What would you like to do otherwise?
I would like to again just be like, please, we would like to help you, but we can't unless you talk to us properly. I'm getting the visions that you're sending me, but they're causing an awful lot of pain.
We have no awful pain.
And I'll just kind of leave it at that and see kind of what response I get.
Roll persuasion, Kevin.
Sure. Just flat?
With advantage, because Faye is
With
helping out with the
advantage. Persuasion. Come on, baby. Nat 20 for 19.
Okay. As Kevin, you guys can all watch these lights. Those of you who are on the shore, Eric and Keon, you just look back and you can see the lights just glowing brighter and brighter around your friends. It's almost consumed them, as you cannot see them anymore. Eric, what would you like to do?
I'm still not... I'm a Viking. I got one thing I do. We're gonna go...
Eric, smash.
I am not a smart man. I am keeping you alive. Do I have advantage on Zwei still?
Yeah, totally.
We're gonna use it. 14. Nat 20! 24.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that'll fucking do it.
Alright. 19 damage.
Wow.
All right. As Eric just wheels back with the maul, stepping in front of you, Keon, and you can hear this roar. Then swings through his Y and just sends him into splinters, crackling back into the woods, like dust falling to the ground of what used to be the torso, as it just falls all about like a tree shaken by a storm.
Excellent stroke, sir.
Eric turns to the trio at the main thing, just screams with a Viking roar. Mages work faster! Enter.
Alright, his Y is fucking annihilated. Top of the round, Follier, you can look around, and these lights that were sort of dancing in the air around you, almost similar to the fairy fire that Faye cast earlier, but deeper and heavier, and it's just all around, and these whispers just pushing and pushing towards you. And they glow so bright that as you look around, it's almost like you're standing in the middle of the sun, right? And you can see Kevin, like, still holding on to this hand. Faye talking and doing her best to help. And you healing him, what would you like to do?
In 2016,
been able to hear at least some bits and pieces of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I know that she's in pain and something terrible has happened and she wants revenge. So Follier is going to cast Cure. You know what? No, I'm not going to cast Cure Wounds. I'm going to sheath my bow and I'm going to go up to the tree. And I'm actually going to use my action to revert myself to my natural changeling appearance.
Okay.
And I'm going to go and I'm going to hold on to Kevin. And I'm just going to say, I understand pain. The people who brought me onto this world did nothing but hurt me for my entire life. I know the feeling of wanting revenge. But we are here to help you. If you would just calm down and talk to us, we will help you. We will help you get your revenge.
Or persuade.
Okay. This was a fucking 6. I'm not a persuasive person.
You reach out, and you can tell, Follier, that even with a 6, that those words do touch, right? It's that there's that moment of recognition, the face somewhat softens, the cries lessen even still. Is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm going to end my turn, still holding on to Kevin.
Keon, you're up.
Alright, gotta protect the talking boys. Bonus action, move the Hex over to Eins, and go ahead and level 3 Chromatic Orb. That's gonna be a 21 to hit.
I think we both know that hits.
Indeed. And that's going to be 23 fire damage and an additional 2 points of necrotic damage. So 25 total.
Like firing off 2 chromatic orbs back to back within the span of a minute and just immolating these things. Absolutely just sends them fucking flying. The acrid scent of smoke is, it's like they're falling into the grass and just lighting these small little flames that are dancing about and extinguishing themselves almost as quickly as they light. And it's, you look around and there don't seem to be any more.
Great.
Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Faye, you're up.
I think she's gonna do the same thing for the most part Follier did.
Okay.
She's gonna take on her true form. I keep trying to move myself, but it's not working.
Crazy, right?
Huh. Go figure.
Yeah, so it's freaking weird. She'll walk up to it and she'll just full on like put her arms around it. I want to help. Show me how.
Faye, as you walk up and you put your arms around this, the figure that's grown into the tree, kind of extending out from it, holding on to Kevin, Follier holding on to him. And then there's just this very weak, almost timid, as an arm reaches up and around you. And you very suddenly feel this flash through your through your eyes, right? From the back of your head to the front of your face. It washes through you. And you're able to see two figures crouched in the underbrush, watching that circle that you guys came past before. You see as a man walks up and puts a flower in the center. Well, he looks back at it and steps away. And then you hear the sound of waves crashing forward onto shore. And you find yourself standing on this shoreline and looking out into the gray expanse of the ocean. You can look back and see this bleak town that's settled just right on the edge, the docks extending out forward. Uniform buildings, just one after another. No distinguishing between them, except for a single chapel that seems to extend up. This very distinct symbol of the two waves that you've seen. And you hear this voice in your ear as she leans in close to you. They wait. Then the light is going to almost glow brighter. It's like a supernova. And you're going to feel as the hand begins to wither almost and fade away under you. And you guys can watch as the lights begin to dim as she looks up at you. And just for this moment, the tree begins to melt away. The eyes go from this kind of black that they'd been moments ago to clear blue. Her skin assumes this bluish tinge very familiar to the individual you saw at the crossroads. She smiles. Thank you. And you hear, just encroaching all around you, those whispers and wails. Just, thank you. 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 And fade. And fade. And fade. And fade. It's almost like fireflies falling from the sky. You can watch the light descend down into the water and be washed away. And that will end initiative.
Hell yeah.
So much pain and suffering.
Kevin will kind of fall to his knees. Does he still have the hand in his hand?
Kevin, as you open your hand, you do not find the actual hand. Instead, it appears you have what appears to be the blossom of that flower, the evening primrose, clutched in your hand.
Eric takes a knee, bleeding profusely.
Faye would have pretty much just like ended up on the ground. She would have followed the ashes and just
Kevin, how is
There was
Kevin?
so much death. They were attacked. All of them. There were so many that died. I don't... This enemy that we're fighting to the south. They slaughtered them. There was these like scaly things, creatures with them, fighting. There was so much pain and suffering.
Eric just kind of staggers over to the trio over there.
How damaged is Eric looking?
Oh, I'm bleeding.
Okay.
I am painted in blood, but I'm smiling.
All right.
Did we win?
I want to sit next to Kevin, and I'm still gonna be like holding on to him.
All right,
There's
Eric.
no reason why anyone should go through this.
I just
They
want
were
to...
already our enemies, but now they just seeing this is now personal. This was a massacre.
In a bloody mess, I'm just going to hug Kevin.
All right, I'm going to cast a second level healing word onto Eric. Shit. two ones, so 5 points of damage back. 5 points of healing.
Ooh.
Oh, God bless you.
Kevin will kind of.
Well.
How are you okay, Kevin?
No, you can go. Kevin will kind of wipe the blood from his ears that has kind of been pouring out of it. Quite a bit has poured out, has come out, and kind of just recompose himself and look at the flower in his hand and just say, We need to avenge them. What was done, we have to make it right. We have to help them, the others that were watching us. We should talk to them.
Indeed.
This flower that they have given us, we will make a vow upon this flower that we will avenge them.
Indeed. Kevin, you have done a mighty job. Your work this day has been tremendous. That is what has saved us.
You are the bravest out of all of us. And then Folly is gonna kind of change himself, kind of like back into his elfin form that he usually has up.
Hey, Kevin. Kevin.
Yes?
And Eric's just kind of staggering there for a little bit. The next time you get scared, you remember this day. I just kind of give him a little friendly slap to the cheek.
Kevin will he's gonna look at the flower and he's gonna try and smell it to kind of remember, to kind of like ingrain the smell of the flower to like, kind of like form like a memory bond with the smell.
Okay.
Of like what's happened here today.
It is in juxtaposition to this darkness that you've seen, Kevin. It is a sweet scent. It is pleasant as it kind of goes through you. A veritable light in that darkness.
Yeah. And is there a stem on the flower, or is it just like the flower and the bud?
Just be the bloom.
Kevin will also pull out his spellbook, and he's going to place the flower on one of the blank pages and close the book and keep it there.
Oh, nice touch.
All right. With that, what'd you guys like to do? As you can look up and see that the sun has slowly made its way across the trees as you've been doing this, as you've explored.
I believe it's time for us to head back to the circle. Would you all agree?
Agreed.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let us retrieve the horses then and head back to the circle and see if our message has found a favorable reception. I also will have been fixing these events in my mind.
Okay.
Planning to display them with a minor illusion if the chance arises.
Cool.
Sorry, I don't mean to, like... I was struggling to find my pen, but what was the vision she was... You had given, like, just, like, clip notes?
Oh, I was just seeing just the tree, the girl in the tree, and holding on to Kevin's hand and all that.
I was
because
pertaining
that's
to
all
the
I saw.
vision that she saw when she, like, that the thing gave her.
She gave you exactly? It was like you were standing, right? You watched as two figures that looked to be... the first one seemed to be the man that you saw that was kind of off in the trees before, right? Putting the bloom down in the actual circle itself. And then you found yourself at the ocean, it seemed like. And there was a this very uniform town that was sitting like kind of perched directly on the ocean under what appeared to be a pretty solid cliff face that rose behind it. Very uniform looking, very gray, sullen. The sea out in front of it was dark. And yeah, you were able to recognize that symbol that you saw carved into the tree as you were looking at this one steeple that seemed to rise and kind of distinguish itself from the rest of the buildings.
Do I know where that city was?
Unfortunately not, but from what you can tell, it's definitely on the coastline. And I mean, it's not immediately obvious, right?
You got to keep some mysteries now, don't you?
Yes. Yes.
But was it just Faye who saw that, or was it?
It was just Faye who saw it. She's the one who gave the final push.
I would probably try my best to describe it. It's fine to just say that.
Okay.
With the visions of the ocean, the moon, a flower that only blooms at night, and the jewel waves carved at the stone circle, the bluish skin, these almost seem like sea elves, I think.
Is entirely possible.
But for now, we should pay our respects, and we should start heading back.
We should.
I think that's the best choice.
Alright. You guys want to head back to the circle?
Yep.
Yep.
Make sure they're alive.
Yep, collect the horses and
yeah. Horses seem to be fine as you make your way back to that little shrine, and they seem pretty rejuvenated. Drinking from that water probably was beneficial for them, even that time that they were there. And you can watch as back out here, where you initially saw the figures that were kind of grown into the trees, they're still there. They haven't moved at all, as you get the sense that they are more rooted in than what was close up there.
When we get to the shrine, Kevin wants to refill the vial of holy water with water from the shrine. Okay. And he also wants to drink some of the water from the shrine.
Okay. So you feel yourself reinvigorated, but don't quite get that same effect this time.
That's fine.
You guys could push out of the ruins, kind of look back, see that carved tree that was welcoming you in. Ride back towards that shrine, 30-45 minutes to the south of where you found this entrance. And night has begun to fall. You can see that the sun is kind of cresting down towards the horizon. The stars have begun to illuminate in the sky. And as you guys would make your way, the shrine would come into view. You would see there are two individuals standing in the middle, like almost on one side of the shrine. A man and a woman, both fairly simply dressed. Appear to be very natural, their clothes, you know. Woven very simply, some furs. The man's a little taller, dark hair. As you get a good look at him now, you can tell that he is the one that you saw in the trees to the northwest before. And this woman, shorter, a little more lithe, has a bow across her back, and seems to have her eyes closed as he is turned, and he seems to be watching you approach from the north.
Eric gets off his horse and kneels.
I think we'll want to bear to the east. Yes, and so we will head to the eastern entrance.
Okay.
And Gian in particular will go ahead and dismount, and we'll enter from the east side.
Okay. And they both observe you as they step up to that dais where you guys had left the coin. You can see that they've effectively, with the coin on the one side, they've effectively turned it. And so what they left before is on your side, and what you left for them is now on their side.
Excellent.
And Kevin will kind of walk up and he'll open his book. And he'll take the flower out and he'll have both his palms, like almost like you're going for communion in church, and have the flower in the middle of it and kind of just have his head half bowed and offer it forward to them.
Okay. Collier, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was going to say I was following behind them.
Okay.
Same.
You guys all make your way up.
I'm still in my true form.
Okay. If you make your way up into this standing circle, the two just look at each other and look at you. And the man kind of raises his chin just a little bit and looks down at the flower that Kevin has presented in the book. Where did you find this?
We found this in the ruins to the north. It was given to us as a gift from a girl who was in a tree.
So you have seen.
We have.
He kind of looks to the woman, and you see that he waves his hand just slightly. And you can see that she had a dagger in her hand, in her right hand, that she kind of slowly sheaths. By the fact that you are here speaking to us and not attacking, I assume that we are not enemies then.
I do not believe that we are.
Were you part of that, their tribe?
We were.
I'm very sorry.
He nods.
Yes, we share a common enemy then, because such atrocities are precisely what we came here to fight.
Wonderful. You have seen, and he looks at Kevin holding the book out, the bloom pressed into it. And you have spoken. We would need you to... We would ask that you assist us.
What manner of assistance do you require?
There are more of us that still live, but we are the only two that escaped capture when our home was destroyed. Yes.
Yes.
Do you have anywhere to stay, or are you just out here in the woods?
We are at home here.
How may we assist you best? What is it that you would like?
We would like information or someone to help us recover those that are still being held in captivity in chains.
Where are they being held in chains?
To our knowledge, to the west, in one of the cities. You kind of see his eyes narrow for just a moment as he watches both of you.
I have heard the names Holyhead mentioned, and also there's another name, Ithalar. Is it one of those cities?
It is.
Or is it a different one?
The city of Holyhead is where we believe our people are being held. My sister, she has seen a few things. But we are not sure if they are going to remain there or if they will be moved.
We will do anything that we can to make sure that your people are rescued from Holyhead.
Thank you. As he steps forward, just kind of meeting you halfway in the middle, Keon. And for this, if you assist us, if you're successful, then we have seen, we have watched, we know what happens here. My sister watched you, saw your people, your camp. He kind of cocks his head. We would be willing to assist you.
Excellent. Any help that you could offer would be welcomed.
He extends his hand to you.
I take his hand.
I understand.
I myself am little traveled. I am from Waterdeep. I, as you can see, am from the Underdark, and am not, again, as widely traveled as I should wish. What is the nature of your people? Which Which clan are you from?
I believe on the shores, on the coasts, they refer to us as moon elves.
Ah.
It is derivative, but I suppose it works.
That is helpful if that is a name that is useful to you.
It is a good descriptor. We have been here for some time. We have guarded what is close, yes. Or attempted to.
If we can assist in any way from things being destroyed or profaned, then certainly that is part of why we are here.
Thank you. We would ask, it would seem perhaps that you have done a service to us in helping to perhaps reconsecrate our home, what is left of it. But I'm sure you saw there is a deep darkness there.
Much sorrow.
If perhaps you could assist us in cleansing that is to its fullest extent as well.
What sort of aid would be helpful to you in that regard?
I am not sure entirely. It is, he kind of narrows his eyes, somewhat beyond my understanding what dwells there, what darkness is there, but I'm sure you saw and you heard. Yes.
Indeed. We do have companions who are more adept at things arcane and things divine than we.
I think the druid might be the best one for this matter to ask.
That is entirely possible.
I will. I took some. Oh, Kevin will hold out the flask. I say, I took some of the water from the shrine. I'll bring it to the druid, which should help her connect herself to this area a little more, and hopefully she can come here and help.
He kind of narrows his eyes. I do not know who that is, but if it will help, then it would be appreciated, I suppose. I do not know of this druid.
Well, we can make no promises, but what aid we have, we will certainly attempt to render in any way that we can to help cleanse your land.
Then, once it is done, then I will pledge myself and my people to your cause.
Very well. I will take this message back to my people, and again, we will marshal the aid that we are able, and we'll see if what we have is able to deal with the sorrow and the suffering that plagues your homeland.
Thank you. Just nods and kind of looks back towards the west. We are going to scout to see what we can find, see what we can know.
Good scouting and good hunting.
For the future, how would we contact you?
We camp to the west here. And he points kind of up towards that outcropping where you've seen him before. If you go there, and you find our camp and we are not there, leave a message, leave a note, and one of us will find you.
Okay. I do also, now that I have met you, I do have the ability to magically send messages.
Strange.
I would try to help.
That'll work. Thank you. Until just nod to himself. Come, Esmeralda. He looks at the woman and just nods to the rest of you as they both make their way out. They bend down, pick up the piece of gold that you left, and make their way out of the shrine.
Wait, do we know his name?
We don't.
Excuse me, sorry. What is your name?
My name is Jericho. This is my sister, Esmeralda.
Jericho. Is Jericho and what was it?
Jericho and Esmeralda.
Esmeralda.
How do you spell that?
Esmeray.
Your name was...
His name was on the
stone in the
obelisk.
town.
Yes.
The obelisk.
He nods. It was. I was supposed to be the warden there.
Ah.
Kind of looks away, and you can. What's everyone's passive insight?
13.
13.
10.
12.
So you guys with 13 can see this faint hint as he says that of like deep, deep sorrow, not very well hidden. As he and Esmeralda go to leave, heading off into the woods.
You'll just farewell and like bow.
Stay safe.
When they reach the wood line, they have that sort of ethereal quality to them where it's almost like the trees shift. You can watch as they almost disappear in an instant.
Alright. We shall also make ourselves scarce then, I believe.
Yeah. Faye, you should, around what time is it right now?
It's getting close to like 6, 7 p.m. Dusk had begun to set.
Okay.
That's why they were out.
Faye, just, let the commander know that we're on our way back. She yelled at us before, about being kind of late, so let's just kind of keep her in the loop.
What time was it again?
6, 7 p.m.
6 or 7.
But we still have some time to get back, so...
Yeah, it'll take us a bit to get back.
Yeah, get back to Ogden, or get back to camp probably around 10, 11 p.m. or 9, 10 p.m.
That's not incredibly late.
Well, just in case. Rather not get yelled at. Might as well.
Tell her we're not dead yet.
Do I still have the flower? Did they not take it?
You have the flower, they left it with you.
Okay, I'm going to keep the flower in my book.
Okay.
And let us get back on our horses and head back to the east now, towards Ogden.
Faye will just take back on her tiefling appearance and be like, I'd rather save my magic. Let's go.
Alright. As you guys would ride back, you arrive in camp as dusk has fallen. Obviously, you arrive pretty well on into the night, I'd say. Like I said, probably around 10, 11 p.m., 10:30 perhaps. Nice and vague. And full activity is always around the camp. Is Private Fuck Up kind of looks up when he sees you guys coming in. He's like, alright. Well, you're fucking back again. How about the horses? So he takes them.
Perfectly well.
Be back in a second.
We may be late, but we're alive. And so are the steeds.
Oi. You're giving for the fuck to me. You need to get them back in before the fucking... before the major and the captain have my ass for having them out this late, yeah. He'll rein the horses in and take them into the stable. You guys could begin to gather yourselves wherever you'd like to.
We'd love to.
Gather around the fire.
I'm gonna go look for, Captain Tal.
Owlbear's working again, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Nice. Here. If you guys just want to click the link, is it? Oh, that's fucking convenient, isn't it, that it starts working?
Yeah, I'm in it now, so... Whoop! See,
Whoa.
I'm moving around.
There you go.
Look at that.
Alright, here. Let me drop it into, let me drop the ant knot down. There you go. Perfect. Anyway, Tell would, kind of hear you guys moving about, probably hear the horses riding into camp, and she would push her way out of the tent, and just kind of approach where you guys have gathered, as per usual, around the campfire. What'd you find?
Good news, Captain. We have had success beyond what we'd hoped. We investigated the ruins to the north of the circle, and we found there it was an elven encampment that had been attacked by the enemy. We were able to make peace with a survivor remnant there who gave us a token, and upon receiving that, we were able to meet with the people who we had seen yesterday, and we met two survivors from that northern settlement, Esmeralda, a woman, and Jericho, a man who was the last warden of the Moon Elves there. They have let us know that they have people who are captured and who are imprisoned at Holyhead. So if we have any groups going to Holyhead in the next day or two, please inform them that there are Moon Elves who are held captives there who we need to release. They have informed us that they will be happy to aid us if we are successful in both releasing captives and also cleansing their homelands. The five of us, do not have the magic or ability to do so. So we might want to bring people with more arcane and divine skill than we have to cleanse their homeland, to so that they can live there and they will aid and assist us.
You tell, shit, a group just left for Holyhead right after you did. She shakes her head.
And anyone that Faye knows.
Anyone that Faye knows. How well does Faye know? Would she know? Well, Faye knows Holy Hail.
Yeah, I can. I will
message Holy Hail if you would.
Shit. Does he go tomorrow?
Technically tomorrow, yes, but like you know how the time thing goes. So technically, it would be today.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, so I can like write it up and like.
Oh yeah. You can write it up.
Yeah, because it's 25 words, and I want to make sure I get everything right.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, do not tell, like, keep this hush hush until this group is done tomorrow. Like, yeah, I would say don't even put mission reports out for those.
Okay.
For the meta knowledge, but yeah, and she kind of, well, that's good. It's a step in the right direction, I suppose. Is there anything else?
Well, regarding
may the record show, sir. Kevin saved our asses.
Yeah, as far as cleansing their homeland, I was hoping that whoever wants to be a part of that task might want to get permission to go talk to the druid. She might be able to help out with it. There was some really dark stuff over there. Very powerful stuff.
Kevin will kind of look to Captain Tell, almost like watery-eyed, like almost like he's about to cry. And he'll say, they suffered a great deal of pain. They had a spring there that was somewhat similar to the one we went to yesterday to fetch the water for the druid. It seemed a bit weaker. And he'll pull out the flask and he'll say, I brought some back for her to have a look at. But we did promise to avenge them.
She takes the water from you, Kevin. I will see that it's passed along. Do know that before anything, our objective is to win this war. To restore light to this place, yes. She looks at the lot of you.
Yeah, the enemy.
Good. It's good that you have made this first step.
The visions that I was given of the attack, that it was similar to the enemy to the south that I've heard about. But there was these scaly creatures with them. Something I haven't heard of. Something it was hard to make out any distinct knowledge of.
Yeah. Kevin, are you able to minor illusion or silent image a picture of what was that you... No. Alright. Mm-hmm.
I will, perhaps when that group returns tomorrow, after they've seen, perhaps they'll have more information.
Indeed.
She just kind of nods. Is there anything else?
I believe that is our major findings. I cannot think of anything else. Comrades, and anything that we have not yet communicated?
Oh, remember that symbol that we found on the way?
Excellent. Yes, thank you. We did find a symbol that looked like a sun halfway on a horizon. Maybe a rising sun, maybe a setting sun, I'm not sure. And at the base of the tree where we found that symbol, there was buried this flask of holy water.
Strange. Do you have a sketch of the symbol exactly?
I do. I copied it. And so I'll hand that to her.
And she'll take it. The matron and I will have to discuss this. She looks at it and kind of narrows her eyes. Whatever the case.
For reference, I used the holy water on the girl that was trapped in the tree that was giving us the visions.
Well,
I thought it might help.
It seems like you all have done a great deal. And you should be rewarded for it. And she'll distribute to you each 100 gold.
Cool.
Cool.
Now, get some rest. Who knows when the next attack might come. As she,
Yes, ma'am.
haggard, begins to make her way back towards the command tent. Unless you guys want to interact with amongst yourselves or with anyone else in the camp. Barring the druid. That'll be it.
Kevin just wants to make a perception check on Captain Tal.
Okay.
Check her out already? Jesus.
He just wants to know, like,
If she's available.
does it seem... Well, no, it's a 7, so don't worry.
No.
He just wants to figure out, like, if she's still, like, mad with him or not. Or, like, if her opinion has changed of him at all.
Hard to tell, Kevin. She seems very focused.
Yep.
So yeah. If that is... You guys don't want to do anything else, that'll be it. Thank you so much.
No, thank
you.
you.
Sleep time, thank
An
you.
emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, man,
Indeed.
seriously. With the music that you were playing, everything, oh my god, bro.
Right?
No, there was like one point where the music just like died down as Kevin was talking. I'm like, that's heavy.
This was this was like fucking
Great session.
emotional shit going on right now.
There was tears in my eyes at certain points.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, like I was feeling it. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was good.
I actually imagined everything perfectly, and I was like, fuck, this is some fucked up shit.
I was really drawn into that one.
Nicely
Yeah, let's do
done, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent work.
Very well done.
Thank God on the healing, because I absolutely would have died if that didn't come in.
Well, that's what it's there for.
I know, it worked out. It worked out well.
I was gonna heal myself before going in to like hold Kevin, but apparently it's an action to shape change. So
Ooh.
fucking rip.
Whew. That was a really fun session.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
And we're gonna have 3 more emotional ones, and after this, more
Oh, yep.
stressful. Mm-hmm.
Why do you say that? Oh, is it with the
Mini
soldier-
campaign.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Kevin. Yeah.
For a minute there, I was starting to think, okay, I'm just the boring security guard all night tonight, aren't I? Okay.
Dude, I don't blame you. Like, we did a scouting mission the other day, and someone was tagging along with us, and felt like they were feeling the same way, because all we did was just walk around, look at shit.
Hey, if Eric and I hadn't been toasting people, then the other 3 couldn't have done the talking to the tree that they needed to do.
That's true.
And it's why they
No.
did. This is why it's a multi-class party situation. I get it.
Absolutely.
I know when to keep my mouth shut sometimes.
I was scared. I got like that. I kept getting hit by everything. Like my rolls were so low, and I got down to like 7 health, and I'm like, I need to heal myself. Like I am not doing okay.
I was even trying to like position myself between the bad guys and you guys just to take the first hits.
I totally appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was too far away from everyone. Like I was just off on the side, and I was getting thorned to death.
Are you actually?
I was committed to it. I was willing to go down in an attempt to to
Are you actually a
calm them.
Gloomstalker this time round, Rogue?
I am. It was so useful at the beginning because everything was dark, no matter what time of day. So it became super useful. But now it's actual daytime.
Well, if you look at the influence map, maybe walking into some darkness again if you guys pursue this line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This time around, I'm trying to be, Thor Jr., but,
Yeah.
That'll come as I progress. Need more XP.
As much as I would want to pursue a lot of this stuff, like, since we're going to be leaving soon, and it's technically 3 sessions, I don't think we'll be back in time.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
We'll develop around you.
It's okay. As long as someone helps them.
You'll come back and find Jericho in the camp.
Hey, you know what? That's fine, because at the end of the day, I just want to help.
Yeah.
What was the name of the flower again? Sorry to cut you off.
The
Evening primrose.
Evening
Primrose. Oh, primrose. I was gonna see if I can get like an extra one and like plant it somewhere. Let it grow. Since,
I'll probably head to the druid to see if she can cause more to bloom with it. At some point, if I get the chance.
And Captain Tail could be more paranoid because last time, by the bear, like by the fucking tents, there was a bunch of like plants and shit growing, and she started panicking.
Yeah.
Smite.
Medicinal herbs! Medicinal herbs!
Smite.
No, but a lot of this stuff is definitely gonna be put into my my notes.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
Is moon elves a compound word?
No, it's 2 words.
Shit.
Moon elves.
Evening primrose.
Or you could call them their real name if you want to make it an actual fucking compound.
Well, I'm trying to keep it like. I'm assuming he doesn't know what moon elves are even.
No, probably not. Pretty small group of them. I want to call them Tutelkasir.
You can just say elves too, just lower it.
Moon elves.
Let's see. Okay, and then they saw in the. So, but they.
Did I ever get? Oh, sorry, go.
I was gonna say them. We might be dealing with some lizard folk too on the enemy side. That's good to know. Oh.
If that's the scale critter, yeah.
Well, we should have probably mentioned that to Captain Tal.
I did
mention the scales.
Oh, okay.
Did I get the name of the girl in the tree at all?
She did not give a name. It wasn't like no one said her name in the vision.
That's fine. Also, there was a girl holding a man who was hit down, who was striked with an axe.
Yeah.
That was the girl who was in the tree, correct?
It was very clearly the same spot, yes.
Okay.